A game played at breakneck speed. Second half coming next. Don't go anywhere. We'll also hear from Nuno Espirito Santo and Liam Rostinha after Chelsea's 3-2 comeback win over West Ham. This is talkSPORT.
Game day exclusive on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for us. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
He's having a blinder. He's clipped the post. He's looking formidable. Then his game might be over, but yours isn't. Betfair safe zone. Your bet simply rolls onto the player coming on. Playing a different league with Betfair.
Valid on selected leagues and markets only. Applies to singles, multiples, and bet builder bets on qualified player outcome selections. Does not apply to odds boosts, T's and C's, and exclusions apply. 18 plus. Gamble aware to talk.
Incredible scenes here at the Village Hotel's Pub and Grill. Fans are taking their place in the fans-only stadium-style seating. Amazing views on huge screens, and we're underway. Lovely bit of dribbling there as she tackles the burger stack. Now they're getting down the wings. Sticky barbecue. Unbelievable. Oh, and he's hit the bar. And it's there. His favourite ice cold beer. What a result. Catch every game live in the Pub and Grill at Village. Get in. Find out more at villagehotels.com.
We all fantasise about our perfect home. Sipping a morning coffee out on the terrace. Good morning, Mr. Squirrel. The kids building a trees playing on the lawn. But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 was under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
In 10 metres, take a left at the pile of washing.
Sorry, what?
At the Valley of Toy Dinosaurs, approach the kitchen with no room to cook. Turn right at the floor drove. You've reached chaos. Recalculating. Suggest immediate course correction to IKEA for fitted wardrobes, children's storage, and cupboard organisers.
Find your way back to calm. Discover smart storage at your local IKEA now. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Hi, just leaving work now. Sorry it's a bit loud. Basically, so I was thinking we could get Mackey's tonight. Had a Big Mac on my mind all day, and delivery fee on the app is now from 99p. So, you in? Of course you are. Love you. Bye.
Exclusively on the McDonald's app. 18 plus. Service fee is small order fee may apply. Participating restaurants. Serving times and T's and C's apply.
It's another day at Screwfix, and Sir Mo Farah is still getting to grips with things.
So, Mo, with Sprint delivery, we get the order to them in as little as 20 minutes. Mo?
Mo? Done. He was on the 18th floor.
Nice work. But, you know we use delivery riders, right?
Oh, now you tell me.
Sprint it in as little as 20 minutes. Screwfix. No stopping. Conditions and geographical restrictions apply.
Game day exclusive on talkSPORT with Sky Sports. Stream a massive month of sport this January on Sky Sports with a now-month membership. 18 plus for government and terms apply.
Award-winning live football commentary. Game day exclusive. talkSPORT.
Steers into the far corner, and Newcastle United lead, and his first goal from open play in the Premier League in over a year comes at the top end. Bounces back into the park of Florian Wirtz, and he crosses it into Everton net, and he nabs it through the legs of Nick Pope, and there's the equaliser for Liverpool. Ikitike has found one. He's running down the left. He's pointed into the far corner, and Liverpool's turning around.
This is Game Day exclusive on talkSPORT. Faker Others with you at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Newcastle 1 at half-time, and we didn't want that first half to end. We promised entertainment, and our live commentary has certainly delivered that. Second half coming up very, very shortly. Only one place to be on Monday from 6:30, because we have a special talkSPORT Transfer Deadline Day show for you. Jim White, former Liverpool midfielder Danny Murphy, and our chief football correspondent Alex Crook will be with you. They're going to have all the latest transfer news with the window closing at 7 p.m. I also want to point you in the direction of talkSPORT's podcast series, How to Win the World Cup. A new episode is out. Comedians Matt Ford and Jacob Hawley are joined by former American international goalkeeper Brad Friedel to discuss the importance of having a top-class keeper in your side and why he never got nervous facing a spot kick. I don't know if I believe him on that, surely. That's available now on the talkSPORT app, by the way, or on your favourite podcast provider. Second half of that live Premier League game is around about 7 minutes away, so let's get the latest odds from Betfair, the official betting partner of talkSPORT's Premier League coverage.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Betfair. Play in a different league this season with Safe Sum from Betfair. 18+,
Sam Rosbottom is back with us. This has been a cracker in the first half, Sam. What's it done to the odds?
Yeah, absolutely blistering first 45 minutes at Anfield. As you can imagine, the betting market over on Betfair has been a bit of a roller coaster, but at half time it is Liverpool who are the firm favourites to get all 3 points. Now they've taken the lead. They're now 2-7 to see the game out. Newcastle, who got the goal and led at Anfield and looked pretty good at times in that first half, didn't they? They're now out to 10-1. Something tells me this game isn't quite over just yet, though, so that could be quite a big price. The draw in this one now 7-2. Look, in that first half, Liverpool had 4 shots on target. Hugo Ekitike had all of them. He's playing like a man possessed, isn't he? 2 goals in 2 minutes. Can he get the hat-trick? We've odds boosted that now to 5-2. Don't write off Mo Salah either. He absolutely loves scoring against Newcastle. We mentioned it before kick-off, didn't we? He's got 19 goal involvements against them, including 10 goals. We've odds boosted him to score next. That's now 13-2. But if it's anything like the first half, the second should be a cracker.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Thanks very much, Sam. That odds update, all thanks to Betfair. For verification, see betfair.com. Over 18s only, conditions apply. Go to gambleaware.org.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Betfair. Play in a different league this season with Safe Sum from Betfair. 18+,
Now, there was another cracking game in the 5:30 Premier League match, a massive clash at Stamford Bridge as Chelsea hosted West Ham. Game of the season contender, although I reckon this one's rivaling it at the minute. Chelsea came from 2 goals down to win 3-2, meaning Liam Rossinia's great start as Chelsea boss continued. Ended up in a bit of a feisty scuffle, though, involving players from both sides. Ham's defender Jean-Claire Todibo saw red in the end. Let's hear from both managers, shall we? And we'll hear from Liam Rossinia very soon, but first Nuno Espirito Santo spoke to talkSPORT's Ian Abrahams, where he had this to say on Todibo's sending off.
I didn't saw the images. When I saw the images, I don't know exactly what happened. I think it's frustration, a lot of things.
If you play like that, you're going to win more games between now and the end of the season. Big games you've still got to come between now and the end of the season. So you walk away from here more heartened, more happy than sad.
Should have. It's our game. You went away from us.
I said to the players, tactics go out the window. It's about your mentality, it's about your heart and your fight. The players got so much quality, but what I was so happy with was just the mentality of the team. Where we looked like a really, really good team in that second half, a team that fight for each other, a team that run for each other, but it has to stay that way moving forward.
Yeah, it certainly does. Chelsea move on to 40 points, staying fourth. Manchester United 2 points behind them, playing Fulham tomorrow. Earlier on as well, top of the table, Arsenal beat Leeds by 4-0 at Ellen Road. They're now 7 points clear. 2 more goals from corners as well, which means they've now scored 25 from set pieces this season. A reminder for you as well, Leeds host Nottingham Forest in a massive relegation clash, which is live on talkSPORT this Friday. And if you're an Arsenal fan, or in fact a football fan to be honest, Arsenal Invincible, Tony Adams is on Sunday edition on talkSPORT from 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now then, later on, following us, which we finish about 10 o'clock, depending on how much added time there is here at Anfield. Jermaine Pennant, former Liverpool winger, will be alongside Adam Cattrall in the Sports Bar Weekender. And Jermaine, you must be absolutely loving this game. It's always a fun fixture anyway, always goals, but surely not going to stay 2-1, is it?
Alison, this fixture always brings drama, always brings goals. So if you're neutral, it's a fantastic watch. But I think I've got no nails left after that first half.
I don't think anyone has them. Certainly Eddie Howe doesn't. That's for sure. Arne Slot will be loving it though, because you did fear as if the Liverpool fans were going to turn at half time if they'd have gone in behind, because it was a really poor half an hour showing from them. But this is what champions are made of, isn't it? You know, turn it on its head, and Hugo Ekitike has been fantastic.
100% fact. I thought the first 30 minutes Newcastle were fantastic, and they could have been further ahead than just a one goal, but a bit of absolute genius, bit of magic from Florian Wirtz to get the Newcastle back for Ekitike's first goal. I just want to touch on something. I think the relationship that these two are now building up, that 6 assists between the pair of them, I think it's going to be one for the future for sure for these guys.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We shall see what they will bring in this second half. We'll see whether either manager make any changes as well. The Liverpool players in the tunnel as we speak, ready to come out for this second half. Jermaine is going to be alongside Adam Cattrall, taking your calls on a huge day of Premier League action. 03717 22 33 44, the number to call. And as you know, the phone lines are going to be open at full time. Couple of minutes until we kick off the second half here at Anfield. We have a debrief being had by some of the Newcastle players in the tunnel at the minute. Looks like they're going to be first out. Harvey Barnes having a chat with Joe Willock at the minute. I think there's a little bit of frustration from some of the Newcastle players with how they ended that first half, Stuart Pearce. And I wonder, I have two questions to ask you. First of all, how did Newcastle get themselves back into this game? Secondly, bearing in mind how they conceded that opening goal, is Arne Slot going to want to reconsider having Dominic Szoboszlai at right back?
Well, I think I wouldn't put the problems down to Szoboszlai to start with. I would say that Salah's got to do a touch more for the team and fill a void in front of him. He watches Lewis Hall run past him and he's got no intention of running back, and I understand that's not his game. If you're Salah and you're causing problems going the other way, that's all well and good. If you're not causing a problem going that way, you've got to do a shift for your team defensively. And I think from Eddie's point of view, Eddie will keep trying to probe down this left-hand side, and they proved that they can unhinge Liverpool a fair bit. Certainly in the first half, they need to maintain that if they can.
Yeah, body language again, similar as when they went back into the tunnel. Newcastle hanging around in the tunnel before they came out and kind of sloped their way onto the pitch. Liverpool sprinted out straight away to start their warm-ups. It's going to be a fascinating second half, that is for sure, and you can enjoy it here on talkSPORT in the company of Stuart Pearce and Sam Vanderface.
Well, I wonder actually whether or not Jermaine Penner will be asking a question about this and whether this matters to Liverpool supporters. 0 English players in Liverpool's starting 11 tonight. I know that it will upset Stuart a little bit. 8 in Newcastle's. It's the biggest difference in English players in the closing starting 11s in any Premier League match involving Liverpool. Michael Reid on X has tweeted that tonight. And it's a bit of a surprise, isn't it, that Liverpool have no English players in their starting lineup. Curtis Jones is on the bench tonight.
It certainly is. As I say, you know, the Premier League now is an international league, we know that, but for Liverpool, I always have my England hat on, and you want some of the top players playing in a Liverpool shirt, that's for sure.
Well, we're underway to start the second half, and Newcastle have not won at Anfield in any of their last 29 meetings in all competitions. The last Premier League win here was April 1994. Here's Anthony Elanga trying to get them back on level terms. He runs down the right-hand side. The black and white jerseys are shooting towards the Anfield Road end in the second half. It's all red for Liverpool, shooting from left to right in the second 45. And no changes at half-time from either of the two teams. We've played 40 seconds of it. I'll go through the 11s in just a second. But Liverpool have the ball on halfway. And it's with Denver down the left into Barnes, and then on to Hall, and then on to Willock. Good football from Newcastle United. Willock back in field now, 10 yards short of the 18-yard box, finds Tonali. Tonali square to Trippier. Trippier finds Ramsey, just dropped off McAllister, who's trying to shuffle towards him, didn't quite reach him. The ball goes out wide to Elanga, who plays it against Kirkes, or thought he did, and then goes to ground for some reason unexplained, and loses the ball, and the decision doesn't go in his favour either.
Yeah, trying to buy a foul there, I think. You know, there was contact with Kirkes, but not enough for a free kick, and it's a wasted opportunity.
Well, Liverpool lead by 2-1. Ekitike with 2 goals on the stroke of half-time. And they have Alisson in goal, Szoboszlai right back, Canate, Van Dijk and Kirkes are the back 4. Gravenberch and McAllister in midfield with Salah, Wirtz and Gakpo behind Ekitike, who scored twice in attack. What about Newcastle United? Well, they have Pope in goal, Trippier, Chow, Byrne and Hall, then Ramsey, Tonali and Willock, and then Elanga and Barnes. Either side of Anthony Gordon, who played really well in that first 45 minutes and scored his first goal from open play in the Premier League in over a year. It is 2-1 to Liverpool. Allison kicks out the far side. It's a poor kick out by him. He goes straight out of play on the halfway line. It's a Newcastle throw on halfway, which Trippier takes. Ramsey under pressure from McAllister is chased back into his own half. He turns as he reaches the centre circle, lays it off to the left, and Byrne finds Willock, who's fouled by Gravenberg. Free kick away to our right. I mentioned the last Premier League win here for Newcastle, April 1994. It was the year that Manchester United won the double. The Queen opened the Channel Tunnel. Salt and Pepper and On Vogue were in the charts with What a Man. Remember that one?
Oh, what a song.
Tell me about the real thing. Was that up for you?
Keep going.
Bruce Springsteen, Streets of Philadelphia.
94.
Yeah, boom. Prince was one of the biggest studies with the most beautiful girl in the world.
I've just watched Philadelphia over the last 2 months for the first time. I never saw it the first time around.
There you go. It's
fantastic.
A great story and a great soundtrack. Here is Willock approaching the edge of the penalty area, trying to exchange passes with Barnes. Gravenberg wanders into a bit of a cul-de-sac and then eventually clears from inside the 18-yard box and up over halfway. Trippier with a header. It's a poor one and it's picked up by Ekitike, who nudged it to the right. It's collected now and given to Gakpo, who finds Salah. It comes back to Sabosai, whose strike is firm and hard, but nowhere near either corner, and it's an easy smother for Nick closing the goal away to our right.
It was. I think when you see the replay again, it's took a deflection but pulled it back towards Pope rather than away from him, I think. Which certainly helped Newcastle on that occasion.
And one by Kirk goes far side the left. It's played infield to Ekitike. And Liverpool looking to start the second half as strongly as they finished the first. Well, they couldn't have finished it any worse than they started it because they were on the back foot for half an hour. But they've given the ball away here. Salah again, sloppy in possession, and Hall has released Gordon, who's trying to take on Canate, but he has timed his intervention perfectly and nabbed it off. And then Salah again has missed control, taking the ball out of play. He does look like a player that is struggling a little bit for confidence, Mo Salah, and you would never ever think that.
No, as I say, the one thing he does keep going. I'll give him that. But the bottom line is, you almost feel sorry for him. He's that poor on occasion, considering the standards he's hit.
Canali out wide to the right, into Trippier, and then a bit of a brush off the ball for Barnes from Canate. But they've won it back through Hall again, who's gone up above Mo Salah, who's having a real difficulty. And here is Gordon, poor ball. But Willock has won it and gone into the penalty area. He should have nudged it onto Barnes. Instead, he went down the left, run into Gravenberg, who managed to clear it upfield. Now Ekitike is in a foot race with Berg. He's beaten Berg. He's escaped into the area. He's missed the target when he's finished. And what a chance to get a Liverpool hat-trick for Ugo Ekitike. He went racing away from Byrne like he went past Medina in the game against Karabag in midweek. But this time he couldn't find the bottom corner. He steered it well wide of goal.
Well, I've got to say, Ekitike puts the fear of God in this Newcastle back line. He is the one that is playing with confidence and arrogance in their front line. And as I say, when Byrne was floundering, when he went through, you thought this could be the easiest chance of the game he's had so far.
What an opportunity that was for Liverpool to take a 3-1 lead in the game. Ball clipped over the top for Barnes to career onto. Allison comes out to the edge of his penalty area and gobbled this one up. I was going to ask you the number one song of the day back in April 14th, 1994, when they last won here in Newcastle in the Premier League. Do you know what it was? Very famous at the time, a very famous group, and it was a title track of their second album. And I've said group quite deliberately, because I don't think it would qualify by your criteria as a band.
Let's see. Is this a take that?
Oh, it might be. Willock sends the ball down the left, looking for Anthony Gordon, who gallops into the left channel. Van Dijk cuts across and puts it out for a corner on this near side.
We're looking for a take that song, aren't we?
Yeah.
And album.
Remember, things alter quite a lot, all the time.
Something changes.
Everything changes, yes, well done. You almost got
from my wardrobe.
You almost got all the clues. Here's the corner to be taken by Trippier. It's right in towards the far post. Byrne keeps it alive. It comes off the back of the defender and runs loose inside the 6-yard box. And then it's recovered by Elanga on the far side. In towards the near post. it's scooted all the way through the box. Trippier back in towards Chow. It's headed clear by Liverpool, but they can't get in the way. And Chow's in the near post. The goalkeeper's come out. He's clattered into him. Did he get enough on the ball there, Allison?
Well, the ball just kept coming back in time and time again, and Liverpool were equal to it eventually.
Ball sent long by Trippier, out towards the near side, and up goes Canate wrestling with Byrne. Liverpool 2, Newcastle 1 on talkSPORT with Sky Sports, and don't forget that now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly. Manchester United versus Fulham live tomorrow, search now Sports.
Well, they dealt with that, Liverpool, as I say, that barrage, it kept coming in from left to right, but they dealt with all of them.
Tackled by Byrne through the back of Mo Salah. The free kick is given against Dan Byrne. And Simon Hooper declines to give anything more than that. Dan Byrne, who's only just coming back from broken ribs and a punctured lung that he picked up in the game with Sunderland.
Well, what would you expect any less from the Newcastle-Sunderland game, you know? Incredible. He is an old-school warrior, Dan Byrne. There's no doubt about that.
He really is. Ball has been sent long up towards the halfway line by Liverpool, but it's going to be dealt with by Trippier, who's going to nod that back from the right side of the penalty area, the Liverpool leg, into the arms of Nick Pope, the goalkeeper. Everything does change, and both Liverpool and Newcastle will be aware of that. That is for sure. This game has changed around on its head in the space of just a few minutes. And Liverpool now on the attack again. Ball played up by Gravenberg towards Ekatike. Cut out by McAllister as Newcastle attempt to clear. Wonder if Anthony Gordon sort of run himself into the ground in that first half. He's just suffering now from a little bit of fatigue as the ball has been picked up by Ryan Gravenberg. Just short of the penalty area, out wide to the left, and Gakpo, who now attacks Trippier, cuts in on his right foot, runs along the 18-yard line, and leads to a shot which is wide of goal, drank about a yard wide of the foot of the post, and it goes out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side.
Yeah, Newcastle have got to sustain that energy if they're going to get back into this game at all. Like I say, the energy that they showed in the first half, spinning in behind, the creation that they showed. Liverpool will be hoping that Newcastle come on spread and they can pick them off.
Well, one of the big criticisms that has lingered around Liverpool this season is the quality that has been described as dull and boring at times. I don't think this game will be described as dull and boring. I think maybe their first 30 minutes might be described a little bit like that by some of the supporters, but certainly not what's happened subsequently. It's been a proper battle, and Gordon has just won his duel with Gravenberg, and then played it into Barnes. Barnes now attacking Van Dijk, plays it down the left for Elanga, needs some support in the centre, should have squared it really, didn't do so. It goes for an offside on this near side. I wonder whether that might be the case when the ball was played initially to Barnes anyway. It's a free kick to Liverpool, and I wonder whether or not it was tight enough that that would have been offside. I don't think he was offside actually, at all. Maybe Elanga was the second time around, yes. Yeah, he went a little bit too early, but he didn't choose the right ball anyway, Elanga.
No, as I say, it was a fantastic decision once again. When you see a replay of some of these offsides, it astounds me how good the officials are at getting them right.
Yeah. Here is Ekatike, picked up by Gakpo, who's coming along through the middle. He claims it was being pulled back by Malakia, who now has been penalised. Yellow card for Malakia.
Yeah, Liverpool just edging their way back into this game slowly but surely, aren't they? You know, they'll be looking for this third goal, I'm sure, and if they do get it, then Newcastle have got an uphill struggle.
Well, goals have been at a premium for Liverpool, really, and since beating Bournemouth 4-2 on the opening weekend, Liverpool haven't scored more than twice in any of their last 10 Premier League home games. They're averaging just 1.5 per game at Anfield this term, which is their lowest in a campaign since 2011-2012. They already have 2, so what happens next? That's the big question. Goals have also been tricky for Newcastle away from St James's Park. Only Sunderland and Wolves have failed to score in more Premier League away games. They have scored today, but 70% of Newcastle's away goals this season did come in 2 wins on the road at Everton and Burnley. Free kick to Liverpool then, which is 10 yards short of the penalty area, and Dominic Szoboszlai is standing over it. And he hits it towards the back post where Van Dijk has made a run. He heads it back across the face of goal. It's scored by Pope. And Newcastle want to get it moving quickly because Van Dijk is out of position. Nancy Gordon's got it in the left fullback position. Trying to get out from this near side. Can't do so. Gravenberch makes the challenge. It goes Newcastle's way in the throwing. Down in front of us. And we're high up at the main stand, just left of centre.
Really good play there by Gravenberch. He was fronted up by Gordon, who's desperate to get past him, but done really well for his team.
Here is Ramsey being blessed by Ekitike, too much so according to Simon Hooper, and it is going to be a free kick away to our right hand side. If you're ready, Al, when do you start thinking about freshening up the front line? Do you think about maybe bringing on Wissa and maybe switching Barnes to the right? Elanga hasn't really delivered. Gordon can come out to the left, and
I wouldn't move Gordon from the middle, so I wouldn't be putting Valtemada on and moving Gordon at all, because I think he is the one player in the Newcastle front line that's been most effective, albeit the second half he's waned slightly.
Here's Tonali getting the wrong side of the midfield, but he was suspended with the ball, but a yellow card came out from McAllister for an earlier challenge. The referee did not play the advantage. That frustrated Tonali a little bit, but they do have a free kick.
Yeah, as I say, you've got to make changes for the right reasons, and the reasons being improving what you've got in front of you. I'm not sure that taking Gordon away from that centre-forward berth would improve Newcastle's attacking threat.
I just wonder whether Wissa might be the answer to that problem. Maybe, and maybe not. Maybe it might be that they decide to bring on Jacob Murphy, who's back after a brief hamstring injury, over on that right-hand side instead of Elanga.
He would be the one probably out of the front three that you would look to change and freshen up.
Here is the free kick just in front of the centre circle for Newcastle United. It's floated in by Trippier to the far post, down towards Barnes, who strikes in saved brilliantly by Alisson down to his left. A super stop by the goalkeeper. The offside flag, I think, would have probably denied Newcastle anyway, but that was some hit from Barnes, and it was a brilliant reflex save down to his left by Alisson.
Well, you're absolutely right there. Both components were absolutely brilliant, but Diao just caught offside. He shouldn't have been on the free kick. He was the one who kept it alive. But what a strike on the half volley by Barnes, and a better save by Alisson.
Barnes has been so effective, hasn't he, so far this season? 8 of his 12 goals have come since November. And he's been a real thorn in the side of opposition's defences. And he caused the problem there for Alisson. And Liverpool caused the problem here. They turned the ball over on halfway Newcastle United. And it's stepped over by Anthony Gordon. Well, he shouldn't have done that really, because Gravenberch was behind him and he's won the ball and now turned defence into attack, and Gakpo trying to steal away from Chiao. Good challenge. And now Newcastle have got it back again with Jacob Ramsey just short of the halfway line. And when these games sort of burst into life, it does go from end to end very quickly because of the pace in the Newcastle side, and they've come forward again with Barnes and then on to Hall, who was just nudged in the back there at the right time by Szoboszlai before he got his crossing.
Clever play. If you can call pushing someone in the back clever. Szoboszlai just waiting for Hall to pull his foot back to cross it, and he'd give him a nudge just enough to put him off.
It's a bit chaotic now. The game loosening up, and Salah now trying to take advantage down the right. Feeds Veer, who gets to the byline, away from Tonali, runs back into the area, allows the room for Hall to come in and pinch the ball. It goes back to Hall from Tonali, and he sends it long, and there's no chance that Anthony Gordon's going to beat Canate in the air, and Canate then weaves his way past Anthony Gordon, and they like that here. 2-1 to Liverpool, 61 minutes gone on talkSPORT, under the lights at Anfield on a chilly but not too cold night here in the northwest. Szoboszlai picks it up just right of the centre circle. Alisson has made a really good save in this second half. And remember, in the first half, before Liverpool scored, before Newcastle scored, they hit the woodwork, the visitors, and that was the 14th time this season in the Premier League alone that Newcastle had hit the frame of the goal. Here is McAllister, wide out to the left. Gakpo takes it on, tries to go on the outside of Trippier, gets to the byline, but Trippier stops him in his tracks and nudges the ball clear. And then there's a foul by Kirkes on Elanga, but the referee's not going to give it. Says continue. Back to Ekitike edge of the area, trying to get room for the shot. Lays it off instead to McAllister. Back out to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai onto Salah. Salah trying to take on Lewis Hall. He runs into a cul-de-sac and hits the ball away. And now they look to try and break here, but again, there's not much in front of Ramsey. And then Szoboszlai goes brilliantly just to get his body between ball and man. Willock run out of legs, it's all the way back to Alisson, and now Liverpool having their moment.
Got to say, Szoboszlai knows the game, don't he? He's an intelligent footballer, playing potentially out of position, but he quite understands the tricks of the trade, it's fair to say.
Well, he's done great again, hasn't he? It's been so good for them this season. Dominic Szoboszlai, the statistics back that up as well.
Yeah, he's probably been their best player, I would say, consistent level.
Yeah. He's playing at right back tonight. He's got 3 goals in his last 8 games. 8 for the season. He got that cheeky little free kick against Marseille 10 days ago, which was a headline maker. But he also played a role in a free kick goal that they scored here in midweek that Salah slammed in. A little back heel from Szoboszlai to set it back to Salah, and he found the corner of the net. 2-1 to Liverpool on talkSPORT here. We're deep inside the Newcastle half of the field with the Newcastle right back here and Trippier about to take a throw-in over on the far side. And things usually change when these two meet under the lights, reminiscing about the days of yore, possibly those early Premier League days. The 18 evening kickoffs between Newcastle and Liverpool in the Premier League have produced 64 goals over 3.5 per game, which is in stark comparison to the goals that go in when they play at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. Not that that happens very often. Here's Hall down the left-hand side, looking to get the better of Canate. Brilliant from him again. Just using his body to edge in front of Hall and nudge it away. And now McAllister drives forward. Oh, I think he took a really heavy touch back towards Kirkes, and he's forced him into the left full-back position and a back pass to Alisson. He spoons the ball forward. Trippier tries to win it. It comes through to McAllister, and the space that Trippier has left is now occupied by Cody Gakpo, who accelerates into the penalty area. He goes down the left. He pulls it back into the box. It's headed away by Hall and steered out to the far side. Gakpo's got it again. He takes the ball on past the defender Trippier, sets it back for McAllister. McAllister now trying to find Gravenberch with a shot from the edge of the area, which doesn't test the goalkeeper and goes into the cup.
I'm just going to ask you a question here. If you were Liverpool manager, what would you be doing with Salah? Because he hasn't played well again tonight, has he? And not just put it, you just gestured to bring him off, but not just this evening, but he's an outlet to him. He's had a hell of a lot of the ball, but he's not delivered absolutely anything. He don't look like the confidence to go past Lewis Hall.
No. I probably would be making an alteration. Rio Ngamoa may well be the outlet that I would choose as well. You know, it just hasn't worked for him so far, Mo Salah, in the game, has it? And I actually think that probably we're seeing the last of Mo Salah in a Liverpool shirt. I wouldn't be surprised if he left in the summer. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised. Here is Gordon down the near touchline, playing it against Wirtz and winning a throw-in on this near side. No, the throw-in's gone the other way.
No, that was definitely Gordon trying to on the referee a little bit there. Definitely a Liverpool throw-in.
No. Gordon was pleading with Simon Hooper. Big long ball by Van Dijk up towards Cody Gakpo, and excellent defending from Malik Chow. And it's all the way back to goalkeeper Nick Pope. And we've got only 25 minutes left of this game, a game which was brilliant in the first half. It's been a bit cagier in the second half in terms of things going at it, but there's been certainly a lot of opportunities and a lot of physicality and pace about the match. And Barnes has it down in the left corner now, wrestling with Szoboszlai. Barnes going to take on the Hungarian. The right foot cross into the box. It's actually not a bad delivery there. Maybe just the last bit was a little bit too quickly into the goalkeeper's arms. And Anthony Gordon is never really going to get on the end of it. And it's cleared away by Alisson. And he has cleared it to Nick Pope, which is very nice of him to return the ball back to Nick Pope. Straight down the middle of the pitch to his opposite number.
Yeah, just trying to pick Salah out there on one of those quick counter-attacks. It's interesting, we've still got plenty of time in this game.
Plenty of time for Newcastle equaliser or a Ekitike hat-trick. Here's Florian Wirtz at the edge of the penalty area, looking for Salah. Salah pokes it back to Wirtz.
Brilliant from Florian Wirtz into the corner. It's so delicately placed in off the post to give Liverpool a 3-1 lead. Set up by Salah, finished by Florian Wirtz. And a wonderful Liverpool move into yet another goal. And Newcastle look forlorn. because that could be the clincher.
Yeah, it's been the story of Newcastle's travels this season a little bit. Played okay for us, certainly long spells in the first half, but they've conceded 3 goals here, and Liverpool just overloaded and went 4 on 4 near enough. And then Salah got in the box, you're thinking he's going to drop the shoulder. He's drawn players to him, set one back brilliantly, I've got to say, and Verts guided it into the far corner.
67 minutes on the clock, and Liverpool are at it at Anfield, and Newcastle are on the back foot on their travels again.
Yeah, if you ask me a question, would I make changes now if I was Newcastle? The answer is yes. I think that has to happen to try and inspire a fight back in this game. As you say, there's a lot of heads and drops in the Newcastle ranks. I think playing so well in the first half and coming off behind in the game has hurt them.
Well, it's brilliant for Florian Wirtz. It's a continuation of some really good form, because that is his 6th goal in his last 10 games. And bearing in mind the sticky start that he had at Anfield, that is some return. Florian Wirtz for Liverpool, and Liverpool lead by 3 goals to 1. And it's Ekitike and Wirtz that have made the difference tonight. Here's Anthony Gordon. He's got Ashley Alanga running through the centre, but he chose Barnes instead. Barnes down the left, looking to take on Szoboszlai. Infield to Willett. Willett trying to make some room on, just runs into a cul-de-sac again with a group of players, and he's hurt himself here. Willett, and now they want to play with Salah. Salah running down the right. He's got away from Hall. He's got to poke him with his left foot. When he needed to go across the goalkeeper, he went to the near post and straight to the side netting. And as he escaped away past Lewis Hall, he should have wrapped his right foot around it. He wasn't confident enough to do so, and with his left foot, he poked the ball goalwards towards the near post and missed the target.
Yeah, as I say, he's got away. He's running at such pace, so he couldn't slow himself down. I think what he's attempting to do is toe poke into that far corner, and just couldn't get his body and his tail around it.
And what an opportunity to make it 4-1. Ball sent long down the right, looking for the run of Elanga. Elanga into the right wing position, trying to turn away. He's got support on the outside. It's Kieran Trippier once again. I'm so pleased with Florian Wirtz. We talked him up so much in the summer, and after seeing him so much for Germany and for Bayern Leverkusen, it took him a little while just to get connections with his teammates as Anthony Gordon runs into an offside position. But he's, even in those moments where it wasn't quite working for him, there were signs that he was creating opportunities that others maybe at times weren't taking. Actually, Salah is one of those who was guilty of that. Remember a brilliant little flick down at Chelsea where he set up Salah and Salah didn't take the chance. And it took him a long time to post the numbers that we expected him to, but boy is he posting the numbers now.
Yeah, he is, and as I say, the only criticism I would have had of him in the first half, the fact he's trying to play teammates in instead of taking chances himself, but he certainly answered that in the second half with that finish.
Newcastle turn the ball over on the halfway line. They're about to make a triple change here. Barnes trying to get them on the front foot before that happens. Willett, who looks to have hurt himself, is still bounding forward. Barnes goes into the box, tries to take on the box line. With all due respect, I'm not sure that was the wisest of choices, bearing in mind that Bossline appears to have his number so far.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's a better defender than people are giving him credit for. We talk about, him playing out of position and playing right back, that type of thing, but he's done defensive duties not bad. They've been exposed on this flank, but I think that's just down to the player playing outside him, not tracking back.
We've got to get Willett off. He's not 100% here. They're going to make that change soon. I just wonder what exactly they are going to do, because they're going to bring on 3 forward players here. Here is Kirkes into Van Dijk, and then back onto McAllister. And now it's Szoboszlai. 72 minutes gone. Salah into Ekitike. Willett picks it up, plays it back in field, and then gets it again. He runs away from Ekitike, who's being held up. It's going to be a free kick, and now the changes are going to take place. And we've got Johan Visser coming on. And Nick Voltemade, he's coming off the bench. And so is Jacob Murphy. And that's a welcome return for Jacob Murphy, because I must admit, when I saw him limp off really going to his match to see the Carabao Cup, I was fearful a little bit. So off comes did put the wrong number up there, which is the problem. Gordon stays on. And Elanga is the one that comes off with Barnes and Willock, and Murphy, Wisser and Baltimore all come on. So it looks as if that means that Murphy will go right side, Wisser will play as the 9, Baltimore as the 10, and you'll have Gordon on the left-hand side. It's a more aggressive and assertive formation than the 4-3-3 that we've had up until this point for Newcastle United. 17 to go. Happy with those changes?
Well, it's certainly a throw of the dice, that is for sure. So it'd almost be a 4-2-4 formation, give or take.
Good crossing by Murphy, headed away by Canarte. Murphy forces himself in front of Gakpo, cleared away by Van Dijk out for a throw-in over on the far side. Liverpool lead by 3-1 on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it, book now at enterprise.co.uk. Away goes around to Anfield, the noise levels go up. And remember, there'll be a lot of noise on transfer deadline day. The windows shuts at 7 p.m. Alex Crook and Jim White will be on air right the way through it. 6:30. Danny Murphy will also be involved in that programme as well. That's Monday evening from 6:30. Here's Gakpo down the left. He's the penalty area for Liverpool. Cutting it back to Florian Bielsa edge of the area. He takes a drag back and then gets it a little bit wrong actually. Hands off Sandro Tonali. And the free is given away to our right-hand side.
Yeah, Newcastle, because of the formation now, leaving themselves vulnerable on the counter-attack.
Well, I think Eddie Howe said one of the reasons that it's taken a little while for his new players that were recruiting this summer to settle into his system is because they haven't really had much time on the training ground, had no time on the training ground after flying back from Paris on Thursday. A light recovery session, a little bit of time in the video analysis yesterday, and then we had to make the trip over to Liverpool before this game. And they're still involved in 4 competitions, so the games are coming thick and fast. As you said, that is the price of success, really. The issue was is that during the summer, when they were trying to gel the squad and glue the squad, there was disruption because of Alexander Isak's transfer, and then obviously they didn't sign Wisser until deadline day, and he got injured almost immediately, and then he turned up. It has been a bit difficult for them to find their feet, but they are still involved in all 4 competitions. Here is Rambo, gets the area, poking it wide for Salah, who's going to keep it in down by the corner flag, but it's too far wide for him to continue the momentum of the attack. He turns it back into Gravenberg, and now it's on the right for Szoboszlai, whose cross is a really good one, but Trippier's header is pretty decent too, and now Wisser is trying to find an escape route, but he can't do so because Canate is blocking all routes out of Liverpool.
Yeah, Canate's done well in this second half, stopping attacks. First half wasn't so sure.
Hearts 2-0 up away at Dundee United at the top of the Scottish Premiership, and they're going to extend the lead to 7 points. Dundee United have had 2 players sent off, by the way, in that game. But Hearts were 2-0 up before any of that happened, actually, I think. Here is Szoboszlai on halfway for Liverpool, who lead by 3-1 with 15 minutes to go on talkSPORT. Back in field it goes to Szoboszlai, onto Ekitike. Ekitike down the right, tries to take on Gordon, goes it back to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai ready to try and nudge it in field. Newcastle backed off into a very deep block, 14 minutes to go. McAllister will give it away by McAllister. Murphy looking for a way forward, but he doesn't get his pass right. If Newcastle are going to get anything from this game, they're going to have to make sure that when they do have possession, they escape properly. Here's Ekitike into the box, and out by Ramsey, and now he looks to lead the drive upfield. Baltimore just short of the halfway line. Tackled by McAllister brilliantly. Bielsa onto Salah, well spotted by Hall. Nudged back by Ramsey, who got there with his head, and then Pope bowls it out to the far side. Lots of speed and tempo to the game now as we go into the final 14 minutes with Newcastle chasing, trying to find a way back in.
For the sake of the game, Newcastle need to find a goal. I think at the moment Liverpool got reasonably content within the game, not feeling under any form of pressure.
Here comes Gordon down the left. Wisser wants it played down the left-hand side, but Barnes is, Hall is on the inside left channel. And he gets the ball to Gordon, then gets it back again, then produces a cross which is steered away by Canate and it's out for a throw-in. Felt that cross was always going to be a hopeful one rather than an accurate one from Lewis Hall.
Yeah, when he's got into that area, the best cross he could have delivered probably would have been a little stand up to the far post. He didn't do that, and Canati got his position right.
That's probably best. I mean, he's not. I mean, we'll tell you this himself. He's not the best header of the ball, but he is likely to be the one who's most likely to get hold of it tomorrow if you steer it up to him. Here's Gordon, edge of the area, trying to get a shot away. The ball breaks in nicely. He does that. And it's now he wide the right hand upright and out for a goal kick away to our left. It's currently Liverpool 3, Newcastle 1. Here are the latest odds from Betfair, the official betting partner of talkSPORT's Premier League coverage, where right now you can back Liverpool to win and 100 to 1 on. The draw is 33 to 1, Newcastle to win 150 to 1. That's all thanks to Betfair playing a different league this season with safe start from Betfair. 18 plus, begambleaware.org. And Nick Baltimore, 6 foot 6 inches tall, not quite as tall as Dan Burn, who's 6 foot 7, but there is a rival for that tallest Premier League outfield player tag now, because Lorenzo Luca of Nottingham Forest is 6 foot 7. So we have to get Burn and Luca back to back to see who's the tallest. And I'll tell you that he's got quite an interesting nickname, Lorenzo Luca of Nottingham Forest, Stuart.
Tiny.
Pizza Crouch, because he's Italian. Here is Baltimore, out to the left. All the crosses to the near front. Again, Canate is there, and he steers the ball out on this near side away for a throw-in.
Once again, Paul's just got to get a bit more elevation on that cross. You either whip it behind the back line, or you just take out those central defenders that are filling the middle of the goal.
Gordon, back to Hall from the throw-in on the left-hand side as Newcastle come on the attack. Bit of space here for Tonali. He's winding up for a shot which takes the deflection into the air. Let's go over the top, and it's out for a Newcastle United corner. The score's Liverpool 3, Newcastle United 1 on talkSPORT. And when we're done here, by the way, Alan Catterall and Jermaine Pennant will bring you the sports bar. We'll get some live reaction from Marla Scott and Eddie Howe as well right after the full-time whistle. 03717 233 is the number to call. You can put your calls in now. You can text them as well as 81089. You can WhatsApp them on the big 03717 number.
Look at McAllister and Slobosly just facing the opposite
All
one.
the ball towards the far post in the corner. Trippier tried to steer it into the far post, and Allison just misread the ball initially, then backpedaled and grabbed it before it went over his head. Sorry, Stuart.
I'm just saying, it's amazing. You've got Slobosly and McAllister facing directly the opposite way. That's where the ball's being delivered from, and it's everything that you were coached as a kid. See your man, see the ball. You know what I mean? It goes against that totally.
And what is that by design, or is it because they're
there as blockers really, rather than they've got no interest in the ball whatsoever?
Yeah. And that's just the way that it's changed over time.
Indeed.
Burn with a header into the air. Ramsey heads it on. Down by Gordon. Gordon just tries to run away from Gravenberg and get it back to Nick Pope. Pope sends it forward up towards the halfway line. Canate with a header. It'll drop in midfield. Tonali will win it. I don't think he did hit his hand despite the accusations of the Anfield crowd. Burn has it. Out to the far side now, Malik Chia. 3-1 to Liverpool on talkSPORT. Looking to win back-to-back games here at Anfield after a sticky result down at the Vitality Stadium. For all the criticism actually that have lingered around, it is worth pointing out that the defeat out of Bournemouth was their first in 14 games. Yes, they haven't won many in the Premier League during that period. They've drawn quite a few. Here is Gordon accelerating down the left. He feeds the ball into Wissa. Wissa plays it against the box line. Goes out for a corner. And set pieces might be the route back into the game, Stuart. Only Bournemouth has conceded more Premier League goals from set pieces than Liverpool, and this one's been taken short. Into the penalty area, away by Ekatike.
He's got that near post area again. He's got to avoid that. He really has.
Paul picking it up from Salah, trying to turn, and there was a head injury there inside the box. Ekatike going down, and that just stalls the play. Newcastle did have it on this near side of the left, and they were about to launch another attack, so they will get, I think, an uncontested drop ball on this near side. There is just a little bit of reconfiguring going on. Curtis Jones is about to come on. Ill in midweek, didn't make the squad for the game against Karabag. A few rumours swirling about his future over the course of the last 48 hours or more.
Yeah, as I say, he's one of those players that's probably not played as regularly as he would have liked, consistently as he would have liked.
Into Milan have been linked. Ekitike still down. You do hope that that injury is nothing more than just a quick bang to the head, because losing him with Alexander Isak unavailable would be unwelcome, let's put it that way. On comes Chiesa and Jones. Let's go on here. Ekitike giving a bit to the Newcastle crowd. The Newcastle crowd giving it back, and now Ekitike turning round to the Anfield crowd and raising the volume inside the stadium.
Yeah, he just made the Newcastle fans aware of what the score was, I think.
Well, the scoreboard's not very big here, is it? So maybe he felt as if he needs to communicate it a little bit better.
Well, fortunately, there wasn't a 2 in the scoreline, you know.
Yes, we wouldn't want him to do the peace sign, would we?
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Or for those old enough to remember the Harvey Smith sign.
Off comes Ekitike, on comes Chiesa, on comes Jones for Salah in the final few minutes of the game. Well, I think he's endeared himself to the Anfield crowd. It's only the second time he's got 2 goals in a game for them, and he's certainly got them well on the way to winning this one. But Newcastle will have an uncontested drop ball midway inside the Liverpool half, wide on the left. Federico Chiesa has been told just to shuffle backwards because he's too close to Lewis Hall, who wants to get it out. We should have just got it out over the far side to Murphy where there was space. Now Tonali's going to quarterback the ball into the box, looking for Dan Burn. Comes back to Voltamano, who manages to do a neat turn. Well, the idea was a neat turn, but his touch was too heavy and he took it away and into the palm of Canate. So Vosley clears from the right fullback position, it's straight into the arms of Nick Pope. And there's now just 6 minutes to go. And Newcastle want to race forward with the ball, but getting back in this game is going to be a difficulty. We did see late drama when these 2 met St James's Park. Ball steered in towards the near post, cleared away. Newcastle have made a change as well. They snuck on Will Asula in the last few minutes, and he has come off the bench for Kieran Trippier. So, again, another assertive change because Murphy has gone to right back as a result. Ball is deep inside the Liverpool half. It's played over towards the far side where Jones has it. Kirk gets back to Van Dijk. The noise wrapped up inside Anfield. And Newcastle United, who after this game, by the way, go to Manchester City in the League Cup with a deficit in the semi-final. That's live on talkSPORT this week. Lewis Hall fighting for the ball with Curtis Jones. It was a beautiful handball initially. The referee said nothing doing. And Dan Burn is arguing about the decision. And Lewis Hall is being told off by Simon Hooper, and Dan Burn has been booked.
Yeah, as I say, it was a challenge that Liverpool thought they had fouled, and Newcastle did, and a little bit of afters. Liverpool be delighted now. They just need to take the sting out of the game. It's a possession game for them at this moment in time, and keep Newcastle away from their goal.
Well, they know, and we know, and Newcastle know, that they conceded a 90th minute goal against them for the 3rd time this season in the Premier League. Down at Bournemouth last weekend. It's the most ever in a single campaign in the competition for Liverpool. And in fact, no side has scored more goals in the last 15 minutes of Premier League than Liverpool as well. So there still might be some drama late on here. Florian Wirtz, what a splitting reception as he comes on. And a standing ovation for what has been a terrific performance from him. An assist and a goal for Florian Wirtz tonight. And he's replaced by Wataru Endo for the final few minutes of this game.
Yeah, as I say, Liverpool will be very, very pleased, especially after 30 minutes and a goal down, that they managed to turn this game around. 3 valuable points.
3 valuable points in terms of the Premier League table as well, isn't it? You know, it's absolutely vital for them as they try and press forward for a place in the Champions League next season. Here's Burn chasing with Gakpo on the far side. Well, Burn's just been because the ball went out of play. Did he just dangle a little foot at Gakpo? They're asking for a second off here. He was sent off with Brentford earlier in the season. The referee has said no yellow card. Chiesa and Kirkes, actually Kirkes has been restrained by Chiesa over on the far side. Liverpool are going to be given a corner kick here, but nothing more is going to go against Dan Burn.
Yeah, Gakpo's just shepherded it out, and Dan Burn's trying to get a bit of frustration out of the system, I think.
Would you be suggesting that should be a yellow card or not?
Well, if he hadn't been booked before, he'd have probably been booked now. Do I think he deserves to be sent off for it for a double yellow? No, I don't.
Lewis Hall is coming on, and Alex Murphy is coming on at left back for the final few seconds of the game. I wonder if that's just protecting Lewis Hall. Remember, Tony Adams is in the studio tomorrow morning with Sean Costis and Henry Winter from 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Make sure you listen to that. He'll be good on defending, won't he? He'll be pretty impressed with Canate's performance in the second half today, I think.
Yeah, as I say, and coached by Don Howe, he certainly was a top quality defender, Tony.
Away by Dan Burn from the corner on the far side. Whistle goes up with Jones. Jones wins the ball. It's pinched by Murphy. Jones gets it again. Baltamara tries to close him down. Baltamara initially wins it from Canate, but Canate recovers. Liverpool going back up into 5th position in the table, a point behind Chelsea. Manchester United a point below them, play tomorrow against Fulham. And Arne Slot said he wants to win something this season. He said he can only do that if they keep improving in both boxes. Certainly, I think they have improved in both boxes tonight. They've created chances and scored their chances this evening. They have conceded 1 or 2 opportunities as well, and that might still be something that they need to look into. But it will be Liverpool's first win in 6 Premier League games, and it will be welcome as Gakpo goes down the left-hand side into the box. A heavy cross which is steered behind by Murphy, and he gives away a corner in the 90th minute of the game.
Yeah, I'll be delighted with that. Liverpool just took more sting out of the game. Clock ticking by. The clock is not a friend of Newcastle at present.
Well, it just feels like everything's getting a little bit better for Arne Slot over the last couple of months. He's been under a little bit of pressure, but back-to-back wins, first win in the Premier League in 6. I think it'd be only 1 defeat in 16 games now. Szoboszlai sends the ball in towards the penalty spot, and the volley by Canate hits the defender and goes behind. He looks as if he was going to register a 4th goal.
Well, I think he was pleased with the contact he had there, fancied his chances, just stepped back onto it, and it was Visser that managed to deflect it wide. Good contact by Canate.
I think Visser and then Baltamara. Here is Szoboszlai, sees towards the far post, gets in towards Canate, away by Visser this time, comes to Endo, slides it out to the right for Szoboszlai to get another cross into the box. He tried to take on Ramsey, a little back heel into the path of Endo. His cross steered away by the head of Burn, then volleyed back by Van Dijk, who drags it wide. Murphy gives it to Pope. There's 5 minutes of added time at the end of the 90 for Liverpool to see through so they get a victory here. Newcastle United will stay in the top 10, but their goal difference will be reduced. And they are in danger of being leapfrogged by Sunderland now, who play later in the weekend live on talkSPORT 2 on Monday night. That might go down particularly well if that is the case. It's another away day where they haven't quite got the job done, Newcastle. I mean, Eddie Howe was saying, you know, he thinks that the way they performed in Paris, like, oh, Gakpo's been in behind Thiaw. He's managed to go into the box. He's trying to steer it back towards Curtis Jones. He's gone round the houses in order to get into an advanced position. He's tried to run into the 6-yard box. He's got Marfern, who needs the ball behind and goes out for a corner.
I really don't know why he didn't shoot when he had the opportunity. He decided against it, then he's tried to pull one back, then he got into an advanced area, and he was just outnumbered eventually.
Just tried to do a little bit too much, didn't he, at every juncture? I was going to say that Eddie Howe said the performance in Paris proved that they could play away from home. and he didn't really see the difference between home and away. It was about performances, but the statistics tell you that they put more points on the board at St James's Park with regularity. Here is the corner far side, sent in towards Nick Pope, who drops it at the feet of Canate, who angles it back, past the goalkeeper and in, 4-1 to Liverpool, and a very popular Ibrahima Canate scores. An Anfield, which has been a stadium which has been laced with frustration and pessimism for too long now, might just have a release of joy and enthusiasm tonight. 4 goals for Liverpool. The latest a gift from a Pope, which was the answer for Ibrahim Konate's prayers on a difficult week for him, where he suffered a family tragedy. He comes up with a goal which puts the seal on a brilliant display from Liverpool, especially in this second half. Emotionally, he has to wipe tears from his eyes. He knows that that is a huge moment. It's a goal that means so much after a performance which has been superb. A special moment for Ibrahima Konate. Emotional but clinical, and with a little bit of a helping hand, it's Liverpool 4, Newcastle 1.
Yeah, Pope's come out, he's trying to catch the ball, he got caught up in traffic amongst his own players, and it fell the simplest of tasks for Konate, just to stroke it between players into the empty net. He's been probably the best player of this second half, Konate. I've got to say, his defensive work now, he's got himself on the score sheet.
Well, it's over for Newcastle now. Any questions that lingered about the possibility of a comeback are finished. And so Newcastle United. And Ibrahima Konate just edges one guard off the ball as the ball goes into the inside right channel. There's a bit of a discussion between Van Dijk and Baltimore, but Newcastle's waiting for a first win in the Premier League at Anfield since 1994. It's going to go on and on and on, I'm afraid. It's not quite the perfect warm-up for them either, Stuart, as they return to the North West with us on Wednesday night. The Carabao Cup semi-final game in which they're already 2-0 behind.
Yeah, as I say, well, they're going to need something and need an early start at Manchester City on Wednesday evening to get something out of the game.
Well, I know that the fans are a bit frustrated here. I know it's been a difficult time for them, and I know that there's been a bit of pessimism around the place. But if you go back a week, you can't say that any of the games that Liverpool have been involved in this week, the Bournemouth 3-2 thriller, the 6-0 Carabao game, and the 4-1 Newcastle have been boring.
They've certainly had a few goals to see, that is for sure.
Gakpo, harassed by Tonali. Holtamana picks up the pieces. Newcastle try to come out. Tonali plays it behind Will Asula, who can't get on the end of that. It's a poor ball, and it goes out of play. We played our 5 minutes added time. And the referee tosses the ball out to the far side. They're going to blow the whistle here. Surely there'll be an eruption of joy inside this stadium. There hasn't been enough to celebrate here. There's been some games that they've found irksome to watch. There's been complaints about the style and the cohesiveness of the team, the lack of goals, but not tonight. It's back-to-back wins for Liverpool, and they're under fire, manager. And maybe, just maybe, things are slotting into place. Liverpool didn't have it all their own way, but they showed enough guts, courage to come through this Anfield examination. And boy, did Arne Slot need that. More evidence to suggest that Newcastle are never quite as good away from home in the Premier League as they are at St James's Park. And more evidence to suggest that Hugo Ekitike is one of the signings of the summer. Quite frankly, Florian Wirtz is his biggest rival for that, because those two combined elegantly and ruthlessly to win this game for Liverpool after going a goal behind. And for now, at least, Anfield is happy, and maybe the red alert is over. Full time at Anfield, Liverpool 4, Newcastle United.
Yeah, certainly no catastrophe here, Sam, that is for sure. Just watched Hugo Ekitike run into the arms of Ibrahima Konate. He's still emotional after scoring that 4th goal. On compassionate leave he's been for the last week for Liverpool, and the celebrations here at Anfield are starting. It emptied out at the Anfield Road end with the Newcastle fans even when that 4th goal went in. They knew the game was up, and we didn't, Stuart Pearce, quite see the Newcastle that we saw certainly in the opening
it, having played so well for 30 minutes. And in the second half, they didn't have the same cutting edge, really, to chase Liverpool. The score probably flattered Liverpool over 90 minutes, but a very good clinical victory for them.
Yeah, it certainly was. Is this something that's going to give them a little bit of momentum, do you think, in the Premier League?
Well, I think it should. Mainly the fact that they're well, apart from the defeat down at Bournemouth, 14, 15 games, maybe more, unbeaten is quite impressive, whichever way you look at it in any competition. But the bottom line is they'll be delighted with this result tonight.
Yeah, they certainly will be. It's not been a picnic. This was the first win in the Premier League in 6, which is something that we're just not used to seeing with Liverpool at all. And they've got a big challenge up next because on Sunday they face Manchester City, but again here at Anfield. And if they can win that, then actually, the tide turns a little bit for Arne Slot.
Yeah, it certainly does. That's a big game for them, without a doubt. And listen, it will be one of those games. I personally couldn't call the result on that in any way, shape or form.
But that's why I love the Premier League this season. So much fun. Right, it's time for us to pick our player of the match from Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
The Here for It hero on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Listen, 2 players stuck out in particular for Liverpool, Stu. Are you going for one of them, or are you picking someone different?
Well, I've got to say, I think in the first half, Gordon and Lewis Hall were very, very good for Newcastle. I think consistently, I thought Konate was the best player in the second half, but Ekitike, I think, was a thorn in the side. He took the fight to Newcastle. He was the one player in Liverpool's front line that was consistent all the time he was on the pitch, though. Ekitike's my man of the match.
Yeah, he shook it up, didn't he? He had some intent, and that's what made the game spark to life, that is for sure. And Liverpool a goal down. Right, that was our Here for It hero, player of the match in tonight's game with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. So go Ekitike.
The Here for It hero on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Look now at enterprise.co.uk.
Stu, a pleasure as always. Safe journey home. It's ended here. Liverpool 4, Newcastle 1. A huge day of Premier League action tomorrow. And Game Day Live with Sam Matterface will have all the goals as they go in from 1:30, including from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The Spurs host title contenders Manchester City. That's then followed by Ali Oladipo and former Newcastle boss Alan Pardew, who are going to be taking your calls from 6:30. Next here tonight, though, you will hear from both Arne Slot and Eddie Howe with Sam Matterface down in the tunnel, live here on talkSPORT with Adam Cattrall and former Liverpool winner Jermaine Pennant, who are taking your calls on the Sports Bar Weekender. The phone lines are open, so give them a call. 03717 223344 is the number to air your views to the nation here on talkSPORT.
Game Day exclusive on talkSPORT with Sky Sports. Stream a massive month of sport this January on Sky Sports with a now-month membership. 18 plus for driving to nations apply.
Imagine a place where you can escape for a day. Get immersed in a world of rules, inspiration and expertise, where you can lace in luxury accommodation. And kids can feast from 95 pence. Tickets are free to everyone and include all the attractions. You just imagine a day out of IKEA. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
He's having a blinder. He's clipped the post. He's looking formidable. Then his game might be over, but yours isn't. With Betfair's Safe Zone, your bet simply rolls onto the player coming on. Playing a different league with Betfair.
Added on selected leagues and markets only applies to singles, multiples, and bet builder bets and qualified player outcome selections. Does not apply to odds, T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus. Gambleware.org.
Incredible scenes here at the Village Hotel's Pub and Grill. Fans are taking their place in the fans-only stadium-style seating. Amazing views on huge screens, and we're on the way. Lovely bit of dribbling there, she tackles the road step. Now they're getting down the wings. Sticky barbecue. Unbelievable. Oh, and he's hit the bar. And it's there. His favourite ice cold beer. What a result. Catch every game live in the Pub and Grill at Village.
pitch. Get in. Find out more at villagehotels.com.
It's another day at Screwfix, and Simone Farah is still getting to grips with things.
So, Mo, with speed delivery, you get the order done in as little as 20 minutes. Mo.
Well, he was on the 18th floor.
Nice work. Well, then, you know we use delivery riders, right?
Oh, now you tell me.
Sprint it in as little as 20 minutes. Screwfix. No stopping. Conditions and geographical restrictions apply.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Watching the big game, cozied up in the sun. Balmy summer nights with the kids playing on the lawn. But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 is under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
Hear that? It's your Big McDonald's hunger calling. Because the Big Arch is back. And this time, it's here to stay. With juicy beef, cheddar cheese, and that Big Arch sauce. Hungry? You are now. Order delivery on the McDonald's app. Served from 11 a.m. Upcharges and fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability, price and participation may vary.
Gameplay exclusive. On talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
1089 and 1053 medium wave. Online, on your mobile, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.
It's the Sports Bar Weekender, the nation's favourite notorious nightcap. Football fans and free nuts.
The Sports Bar Weekender. Free refill Friday night football talk.
Bring your own opinions for unfiltered Friday night fan feedback in the nation's #1 supporters lounge. The Sports Bar Weekender on talkSPORT.
Welcome to it, Saturday night on the radio. This is talkSPORT. I'm Adam Cattrall. Smith Bennett alongside me for a bit of Sports Bar Weekender. You're more than welcome to come and join us. The phone lines are open. 03717 22 3344. We've had an action-packed day in the Premier League. Arsenal doing the bits away from home. Great result from them. Putting the pressure back on Manchester City, who play tomorrow. We had a comeback from Chelsea for the first time ever in Premier League history. They've come back from 2 goals down to win a game 3-2. Interesting stat, interesting times at the bridge. Get involved with the show, you're more than welcome to come and join us. And of course, we've just had the game at Anfield finish, where Liverpool were a goal down, and then they turned it on. My man Pennant's after an apology. He's coming for you. 03717 22 33 44. It's the Sports Bar Weekender. On top of that, I'm going to keep you up to date with everything that's going on in Newcastle right now, because Josh Kelly, the fight between him and Mertzalia has just finished. I'll get you the result of that fight if you're a big boxing fan. It's just gone to the cards. I'll get you all that in a moment or two. But first and foremost, how are you, my man?
I'm fantastic.
I bet you're fantastic, yeah?
Better
I bet you weren't fantastic in around about 30 minutes.
I wasn't fantastic for half an hour of that game. But you go again, TK. No, things change around. Great goal from Hugo. Great bit of play from Florian Wirtz. And it was a really entertaining game, especially that first half. And I think second half you saw the tide was coming from Newcastle. They took a lot of energy out of them in PSG. Travelling back in a few days, and you kind of saw it towards the end. But all in all, if you're a Liverpool fan, very, very happy with it.
A different bit of Liverpool thing. Maybe not for 30 minutes. 30 minutes that low block was still there. But then when they started to turn the screw a little bit in the second half, you started to see a little bit of the old stuff, a little bit of the Klopp Liverpool there, mate. They started going forward, they started attacking, started using the width and speed of ball going through those transitions in the lines and what have you. More of that, yeah? That's what you wanted, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what I noticed more was the speed of getting the ball from back to front on the attack.
Why have they not been doing that? What's been the problem?
Well, you've got to understand that some teams do make it difficult, and they're all in their own half, and they don't really attack you, so there's no really spaces behind and whatnot. But you know, teams will be in your half at some point in the game, so rather than just waiting for them to get back into place, you know, get it out to your wingers quickly, get it out, get up to your front man, off you go. Need to do more of that, and you saw it today. And you know, if you play like that with the talent and the ability that they've got, you're going to create more chances and you're going to score more goals. So hopefully this is a lesson learned for them. Hopefully Slot is going, all right, let's keep up this momentum. Let's play more like this. That's 10 goals now in 2 games. Let's ride this wave.
You're after an apology, aren't you?
Yes, I do.
We've had a little bit of chat about your man. Yeah, we can see him on the TV there. He's just collecting his man of the match trophy.
Fully deserved.
His Florian Wirtz. And over the last month to 2 months, he looks like he's starting to cook, to feel the Premier League. Yeah? No longer is he 007, my man.
No, he's got 6 well, he's doing it, isn't it? 6 goals.
What's the apology that you're after here?
That's all right. I want people to call up. I want them to say, Florian Wirtz, we apologise. I want you to apologise to myself as well. I want you to understand a footballer. From the get-go, I was saying, this guy is absolutely quality. Look at the touches on me when he plays. Look how his IQ. He plays that ball at the right time. He skipped past players. If Liverpool were in a better place, he would have had more than double figures in assists already, but you know, they weren't firing all cylinders. People saying, yeah, we paid hundreds, you know, this much money for ifs and buts. You know, 7 games, no assists, no goals. You know, what the worst signing ever. I said to you, let the guy settle in. This is the Premier League. It's not the French League, it's not the Spanish League. Let him settle in. When he gets ready, when he gets used to the tempo, he will come good. Now look at the boy. He's probably one of the best midfielders in the league in that position. He will get anyone's team now in the Premier League. So I want people to call up and go, do you know what?
Was he getting the Arsenal team?
What? He will walk in the Arsenal team. Over Odegaard, get him out. He will. You throw a pause. He will put him on the bench straight up. If he went to Arsenal right now, Martin Odegaard would be on the bench.
So you're telling me now that Florian Wirtz is the best number 10 in the league? Is that what you're saying?
Right now, absolutely. Right now, absolutely. I think going forward, he's going to just, you know, more performances like this, be consistency. He's like in Leverkusen. Young player here. Listen, this boy is a baller. I can see it from straight away. People weren't on it. So I want you all to call in. I want to apologise and go, do you know what?
Are you self-praising?
You self-praising. You was the first to like, I did not that in 1 minute. I was let him get ready. The people call in. Apologise. I'll take you apologise. You know, I don't mind. I don't mind when people are wrong. But this guy's cooking. Best midfielder in the league in a minute.
13717 22 4. Get yourself stuck in. Is Florian Wirtz the best midfielder in the league? Would he get into any side? Would he out Martin Odegaard from the Arsenal 11? Is it? From the Arsenal 11. Listen, he's playing well. There's no doubt about that. Obviously, he's not just assisting goals, but he's putting the ball in the back of the net himself. He's looking very good. He's looking happier. And Liverpool look a far better side when they're attacking and going forward, don't they? I still think there's frailties there, mate. I'll be honest with you.
100%.
Well, yeah, I looked for 30 to 35 minutes there. I thought, ooh, this could be a naughty one for you. I'm looking forward to tonight's show.
Yeah, I wasn't.
But then you turn the screw on it. So that needs to be tightened up. There's no doubt about that. I think it comes down to midfield. You look a little bit light in midfield, if I'm dead honest, doesn't it?
There's a massive disconnect from the midfield, defence, midfield, attackers. So the defenders, for some reason, the early stages of the season, when it was conceding on these counter-attacks, I think that kind of hindered them and hurt them a little bit. So the kind of defence is not pushing up as high enough. So that gap between the midfielders and defenders is huge. So the midfielders are not doing like limbo. Do we sit back a little bit, protect, or do we help our forwards and push up with them? So I think the whole team just needs to close it up, make it more compact. So when we do lose the ball, we're there already. Because at the minute, when they lose the ball, there's just space everywhere. People can just run through, play the ball through. So they do need to tweak a little bit.
And obviously you've won tonight 4-1. So talk of changing of managers or anything like that goes away for another week or so. But do you anticipate Arne Slot being the manager going into next season? And if you don't, how then do you facilitate some of these players that they purchased? Because Ekitike looks like he's the man, right? So how then do you get Isak into the team? How then do you get Mo Salah into the team and Wirtz into the team? Because all these guys are key when you're going forward. And then what do you set up extensively in order to try and create some type of solid base for those guys to go and do their thing?
It's a difficult one, especially with Isak. You know, if he was fit or what they're going to
going to do when he does come, if Ekitike continues on this form. That's the headache that I wouldn't like to be in. I really don't know. If you've got a striker who's scoring, week in, week out, how do you take him out even though you've got the British record sitting on the bench?
Yeah.
How do you take this guy out who's scored goals for you? You can't just say, okay, please work more, you're going to play instead of it. You've got to earn that right. So I don't know how that's going to work when they both come back. It's a tough one. I think that's going to be, whoever's playing the best, you're getting this start. When that form dips, next guy's going to come in with. Is he going to be happy with that? Is Isak going to be happy with that?
Of course not. So, what success do you this season?
It's got to be top 5. They've got to get Champions League football for next season.
Can you do that by winning the Champions League?
I think that's their best chance of winning something. That's it. Is the Champions League. The style of the Champions League. Teams don't go there and low block. Teams go there and go to win. And this space, teams are open. Yeah, it's difficult to break down. It's not concentrating on corners or long throw-ins. It's more about football.
So are you blaming the style of the Premier League?
No. I'm saying that the style of the Premier League has gone backwards a bit. It's gone from the Tony.
Negative.
Yeah, it's gone from the Tony Pulis era, and then finished. It kind of fizzled out. Now it's come back again.
Yeah, but there's more of a mass of that, isn't there? There's more of a negative approach to a lot of football games rather than I'm going to win, I'm going not to lose.
But that's, I guess now in the Premier League you can do that because getting a point in the Premier League is good.
Yeah.
It's a good result. Winning the Champions League, that might not be good. Going there to be defensive, be more, it's that.
Especially this format of Champions League. Yeah. Where it's not Champions League, is it? You get 8 games and you've got to go and do your business.
You've got to win, and a draw may not be good enough. So playing that is a lot easier for teams like Liverpool.
We'll come back to this in a minute because Sam Matfest is at Anfield at the moment. He's speaking to Milos Kerkez, Liverpool left back.
Adam, thank you very much. Actually joining me in the tunnel with Milos Kerkez. A successful home game. That's now back-to-back home wins, one against Karabakh, but a first in the Premier League for 6 matches. So how important was it to register 3 points today?
Yeah, really important. We're really happy. Finally, we take 3 points in the Premier League, like you say, and it's really, really good. I think we have to just build on from Karabakh game, the performance, and I think brilliant energy today in the stadium, also unbelievable. Fans give us big push, so really, I think fantastic game for us.
How difficult was that first half an hour when Newcastle looked to be in control of the match?
Yeah, really, that was some difficult period. They get a few set pieces, and we knew they're strong in set pieces. I told them, they have top players and that they want to use their chance with set piece. But I think how Ali, George, and everyone defended really brilliantly. We were ready for that. And like you said, we struggled there a bit, but after that, scored 2 goals, and after that, it was really good.
There was only one team driving the agenda once you scored your first goal, and 2 very quick succession as well to put you in front. And they came with combinations from Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike. Got 2 tonight. How impressed have you been with the way that those 2 have been playing recently?
Yeah, top players. I see them every day in training, so it's really, they're working hard since they arrived, needed big time, to adapt how, to feel each other and to play better between each other, so you just see how things go, and brilliant players, helping us a lot, running even more, pressing even more, that's what's helping us also today, and they just have to continue to work, and they will be helpful for a lot of games, a lot of years for this club.
Obviously that's now 2 weeks in a row, but it has been a bit of a difficult period at times this season, especially for some of the new players coming in to settle in to the group. How have you found it? Ekitike, yourself, Florian Wirtz, all coming in from different environments into what was a winning dressing room.
Yeah, Liverpool is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and obviously when you come, I think everywhere when you come, you need a bit of time for adaptation. And really everyone helped us a lot since first day. Obviously it took us a bit time, but we accept the challenge. And we took it, work hard every day, focus, don't listen outside noise or whatever there is. just focus on working and improving, and yeah, you see how it goes now, and we just want to work and improve.
And there's been one or two sort of noises of frustration about the lack of entertainment in some Liverpool games, but no one can complain about the entertainment over the last week. It's been a thriller-minute ride.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, sometimes someone is not happy, but I think our game is intensity, pressure, putting pressure on the opponent, and I think we have to do that more, play aggressive, and I think that's our game. So maybe sometimes it doesn't go that way, but we want to do it every game like that. So we're gonna continue to improve from week to week.
Good luck, well done tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Milos.
Top stuff, Sam. Massive face there with Milos Kirkes at Anfield after the 4-1 victory over Newcastle. 4 lines are open, 4-3-7-1-7, 2-2-3-3-4. Clint Dennis in a good mood. He's got a smile on his face and he wants to give you a little bit of stick. Alright? Because you've been giving Florian Wirtz stick, so he wants to give you back. Is Florian Wirtz the best midfielder in the league? We'll talk about it next.
Can't get enough of Virgin Radio's 90s, noughties and bangers. Craving more Chris Evans? It's a fantastic lineup. Or need more Huey Morgan in your life? Do what I do on Virgin Radio. Download the free Virgin Radio app and never miss a minute of all your favourite Virgin Radio shows. I love it. Can't get enough of it. You can listen live and you can listen back to every show from the last 7 days of Virgin Radio. Plus, seamlessly swipe between all the stations in the Virgin Radio network, including Virgin Radio Legends, Virgin Radio Chill, and Virgin Radio 80s. Do yourself a favour and download the free Virgin Radio app from the App Store or Google Play today. All right.
Hi there, I'm Jeff Stelling. Magnificent Monday night of live and exclusive Premier League football on talkSPORT 2. Sunderland take on Burnley. Absolutely brilliant. Big match build-up begins at 7 with 4 kick-by-kick commentary from 8. Then have your say on the Sports Bar from 10. It's a masterful Monday night of marvellous Premier League football. Live and exclusive on talkSPORT 2. I say, it's a well-to-do Wednesday night of live League Cup football on talkSPORT. The champs of Manchester City and Big take on the champs of Newcastle. Big match Bravado and build-up begins at 7 with kick-off 8 p.m. sharp. It's a splendiferous Wednesday night of live League Cup football on the nation's favourite talkSPORT. The late Friday Night Members Club, the Sports Bar Weekender.
Sent in towards Nick Pope, who drops it to the feet of Canate, who angles it back past the goalkeeper and then 4-1 to Liverpool, and a very popular Ibrahima Canate scores. An Anfield which has been a stadium which has been laced with frustration and pessimism for too long now, might just have a release of joy and enthusiasm tonight.
It's the Sports Bar Weekend on talkSPORT. I'm on Catrol. Jermaine Bennant's alongside me. He's looking forward to these goals. 4-3-7-1-7, 2-2-3-1-4. Listen, we're also going to speak about Chelsea's comeback against West Ham as well, because we haven't had the opportunity to get people on the radio for that. Chelsea fans, you must be positive. What a wonderful second half there. Did the manager set you up wrong? If he did, what do you think of his second half? Where did he switches it up and then get you back on track and get you the victory against West Ham? How are you feeling, West Ham fans? 2-0 away from home at the bridge. You've got to sit that out, haven't you? Especially with the situation that you're in. 4-3-7-1-7, 2-2-3-3-4. Let's get to the phones. Mark, you a Liverpool fan, mate?
Hi, mate.
Are you a Liverpool fan, Mark?
Yes, I am.
Right, I'll leave you to Jermaine. You know that you can have a loving for 5 minutes. Go on,
No problem. All right.
do what you need to do. Go on, mate. Get it off your chest. Is Florian Wirtz best man in the league? Florian Wirtz.
Not yet.
Yeah, see? Even Liverpool fans disagree with your pal.
Listen, I love Wirtz. I think he's absolutely quality, but I just don't think his strength and his touch is fully there yet.
Right now, I think he's in that position is the best in the league right now.
I think he's got the. Listen, I'm a Liverpool fan. I don't want to hate on any Liverpool player. I think he's definitely got the potential to be it, but I think right now, just not quite. Just with the start of the season,
yeah.
I think against some proven midfielders. I think to change it a little bit, I think Soboslai's better than Odegaard.
Different type of player, though, isn't it? Soboslai's a little bit deeper, a little bit of a, pulls the strings and what have you.
I think they're playing differently, but I think if you put Soboslai in the position of Ertz, I think it's a brilliant man.
I think he does actually. He plays better forward for his country, doesn't he?
He does, yeah, but I don't think Soboslai can do what Ertz can do, especially if
Soboslai's a player.
No, he's a 100% he's a player, but I don't think he can do what Florian Wirtz can do in tight situations. You saw for the equaliser.
Yeah.
You know,
go on.
Shift to the feet, skip past one, skip past two.
Totally massive. Go on, do it.
I'm not going to do that. No. But his feet is unreal. His IQ, his touches, when he lays it off. Soboslai can't do that.
Do you know what? I'll tell you what is a thing. Do you think he's been in the gym? Because he's looking a little bit thicker. I'll be honest with you, when he first stepped up, I know he's only, 6 months, 7 months or whatever it is, but from that first time, he does look a little bit more sturdier on his feet.
Well, apparently he's put a few kg on.
Has he?
Yeah. When we saw him, when he first came, he was the challengers coming in, welcome to England, English football, oi, bosh, have that. And, it's like, I don't know what have I signed up for? Then he's gone into the gym, got a little bit sturdier, got a bit of muscle on, and now you can see he can handle those impacts. And he's benefiting from it. Yeah. He's now getting used to the speed, the tempo, there's no time, and you don't get they don't take it easy on you.
You're going to like this one. Andy, how are you, mate?
Hello.
Have you been at the game, or are you on your way back home, mate?
We are, we're just getting out of traffic now, heading up there, towards back home.
Now listen, Jermaine's eyes have lit up because he can hear the tone in your accent, my friend. He knows exactly where you're from in the world, and he knows that you're supporting the away side for this particular game. What do you want to say?
Just disappointed. I think we had a real chance to finally come down here and get something. We haven't been doing well. Every single other team in the league's been beating them and getting something off them. And I'm just disappointed we didn't get out.
Where's the disappointment lying there? Because for 35-40 minutes before they got themselves back in that first half, you were the better team.
We were pushing on, and I think we're just causing the whole of the league. And once someone gets a goal against us, I find it so hard to break things down.
Andy, can you not, in the grand scheme of things, understand, look, kind of take the result because you had a tough game away at Paris Saint-Germain, trying to make sure you got into the Champions League phase, and then coming back so soon, do you not think that's going to play a part? We saw how it did you last season in the Champions League, how much it took out of you in the Premier League.
I think that's
I'll tell you what, stay there for a second, Andy, right, because your manager is with Sam Matterface, so we'll come straight back to you, but Sam Matterface is currently with Eddie Howe. Let's hear from him.
It is, Adam. Thank you very much for joining us, Eddie, live on talkSPORT. You had such a great start to the game, the first 30 minutes. You got yourselves in front. Can you explain how it changed so quickly?
Probably changed on their first goal, to be honest. This is a stadium that you don't want to ignite the supporters, and we kept them relatively quiet by a really strong start to the game. As you say, we scored a great goal. And then, the first goal's a real disappointment from our goal kick. I need to see it again what happened, but we didn't do our jobs, of course, and then we let them score, and then they score straight after again, so then the place is alive, and then it's very difficult from that point onwards. But yeah, really disappointed with the manner of the two goals. We can see that's been unlike us.
Yes, and once they did get themselves in front, they seemed to take control of the game as well. Was that down to the amount of quality that they had on the pitch?
I don't necessarily agree with that. I thought second half we started really well for 20 minutes. Thought we were the dominant team again, very similar to the first half. We put them under pressure, forced a lot of set plays. We weren't creating loads of goal scoring opportunities in that moment, but I felt we were comfortable in the game. It was only the latter stages where I felt that they sort of opened us up a little bit.
You got on as many attacking players as you could to try and chase down the game. Did that leave you a little bit exposed at the other end?
Well, it did, but when Joe Willett was injured, we had no other midfielder to put on the bench. We couldn't put Louis Miley on today. So we were happy, we had nowhere to go in terms of that. We went 4-4-2, and it did open us up with the two strikers, not through their fault, but just through the system. And yeah, it was a difficult ending.
Had such a good performance in Paris and almost won that game. You spoke in the press conference, I think, before the game, saying that sometimes the narrative about the away form can sort of mask some of the good performances. But do you feel that if you want to get back into the European places before the end of the season, you're going to have to start putting more points on the board away from home?
Of course we do. We have to start winning games. We have to start having the mindset we can beat anybody. And I believe that it's in there. I do believe that we can. We are trying to find solutions. We're not going to keep doing the same things. We need to tweak things and change things, and we did today, of course, with the team selection, to find solutions on the road that makes us stronger. I'm disappointed that we couldn't play a back five today with Sven not being fit, Louis Miley not being fit, they're two key absentees when you add the other ones together. We've got a lot of great players missing.
Yeah, you've had quite a lot of injuries this season, and I know you've got some great players in your Arsenal. However, you did look at trying to bring in Ekitike at a point over the course of the summer. Was it quite irritating to see him score twice against you?
It was irritating because we wanted to win the game, regardless of who the goal scorer is. I thought he took his second goal really well in particular. So I have to give him credit for that, but he's not our player, so it's irrelevant to me.
But does it just sort of show that, you've got that ambition, you want to be able to do that, but sometimes, because of the scenario you find yourself in with PSR and other issues as well, you can't always get those big deals over the line, and that almost maintains the gap in a sense.
Yeah, but I can never look at it like that from my viewpoint. I always think you can believe and dream and surprise people, and that's our job. And our wish today was to come here and perform really well and win the game, and I'm really disappointed we haven't. There's no excuses, we've got to do better.
Thank you very much for joining us, appreciate it. Thank you.
Top stuff. Eddie Howe there speaking to Sam Matterface. Andy's still there. Andy, what do you make of all that, mate?
I'm just agreeing with the crowd. I think the crowd was very disappointing on fans today. They were quiet the entire game. Even when they scored, they were still quiet.
Yeah, I just want to touch on, I think you've been a little bit harsh on Newcastle today. Like I said, like Eddie Howe said, you're missing some key players. Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton, Louis Miley, Botman. That's four.
Yeah, but what Andy's point is, right, listen, he's gone away from home, he's travelled down to watch.
And played PSG.
Right, yeah, but he's come to a game here against Liverpool. And this isn't the Liverpool of a couple of years ago, is it? You can get at Liverpool, and for 40 minutes, Newcastle were right at it. It's about being clinical in those key moments, because Newcastle could have been 2 or 3 up there, and if they would have done that, then it's about trying to seal the game out. The frustration, Andy, I imagine from your point of view, is that this side do this a lot. They get ahead, and then they just let leads slip, especially away from home.
Yeah, we do. We've been like this all season. We're not clinical enough. I disagree with the playing 2 games a week's not it's happening us, because these are elite sportsmen. I'm 52 and I've played 5 sides twice a week. I might be red in the face, but they're elite sportsmen. They're 2 games a week.
You do it better than me, mate, 'cause I can't do it. I can't do 2. I can't do 2 a game every 2 weeks, mate. I've got to take a week off after I played 5 sides. Vanessa, how are you? You alright?
Yeah, right.
Come on. What are you thinking?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's what we needed to get ourselves back on track now.
Yeah, it's look, two big games, 2 good games, 10 goals in 2 games, and I think they need to continue on this journey, on this wave right.
Yeah, they do, especially with Man City next Sunday.
Big game. It is a big game. It's a big game in context. I mean, somewhat. We'll talk about this a little bit later on in the show, obviously, because the context of this week is massive. From a Man City point of view, they have to beat Spurs tomorrow, who are technically a bit of a bonus team, after Arsenal's great performance today at least. If they don't, and then they don't win next week against Liverpool, you can kiss goodbye to the league, because I think Arsenal will see it out. I think it's done. This is a massive, massive couple of games now for City over the next 2 Sundays.
I totally agree. I think this Arsenal win is potentially Premier League winning result.
It's a great result for them today. Really good. To go away, show the maturity, especially after the bump last week, to get the job done. And get the job done in an emphatic style by putting 4 on Leeds. Listen, I've seen the kamikaze Leeds defending, I've seen it, right? But at the end of the day, you've got the people coming in front of you, and they were great today. We're Arsenal. We'll keep taking your calls, 43717 223344. I can see that the phone lines are lit up. Talking about everything, all the games today, even if it's in the Championship or League 1 or League 2, whatever you've been, get stuck in. And if you want to preview something that's coming up tomorrow, you're more than welcome to do so.
Jim White and Simon Jordan on talkSPORT. Mid-morning radio that's up for the job.
It's got half a billion quid to get precisely nowhere.
Concrete sports talk.
It really is incredible.
Rapid setting opinion.
Not justifying it, but you're explaining it. Doesn't need an explanation.
Big names all piped up.
Anthony Joshua, good afternoon.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Delivered weekday mornings from 10 on talkSPORT by Selco Builders Warehouse. Check stock at your local branch. We've got it. At selcobw.com.
Listen up, football fans. BetMGM brings Vegas entertainment to the biggest games and the biggest names. Because when it comes to betting on football, we're in a league of our own, baby. Offers? Oh, you know we got offers, like bet £10 and get £40 in free bets. BetMGM, it's showtime. New customers only. Wagering requirements and conditions apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
It might be cold outside, but things are really warming up at the Wren Winter Sale with red-hot prices on our high-quality, fully built kitchens and fitted bedrooms. Right now, there's up to 60% off fully built kitchens and all bedroom units, plus up to 7 years interest-free credit. Made for making you feel warm inside, whatever the weather. Wren, made for living. Visit your nearest Wren showroom. Offers apply when you buy 5 or more kitchen units or 3 or more bedroom units. Finance subject to status and minimum spend.
He's having a blinder. He's clipped the post. He's looking formidable. Then his game might be over, but yours isn't. With Betfair's Safe Stop, your bet simply rolls onto the play coming on. Play in a different league with Betfair.
Added on selected leagues and markets only, applies to singles, multiples, and bet builder bets and qualified player outcome selections. Does not apply to odds boosts, T's and C's, and exclusions apply. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
We, the podcast, in order to establish opinion, the inside take,
Provide for the common sense and secure the blessings of our listeners.
do ordain and establish
The state of it, USA.
Join our Washington editor Katie Balls and Times columnist Gerard Baker as they unravel American politics in the state of it, USA. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Whether you're screaming from the stands or the sofa, Virgin Bet has even more for you to shout about this season. Because we're giving you a totally free bet builder on any Sunday football match every week this season. Virgin Bet, a good bet. Use Bet Builder free bet on any match this Sunday, min odds, evens, max one free bet £1 to £20, except by pop-up. T's and C's apply. Bet responsibly. Gambleaware.org. 18 plus. The late Friday Night Members Club, the Sports Bar Weekender.
Trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT. England are back in South Africa next winter. The Barmy Army is heading out in full force. You can be there with a 2-week trip. Check this out. In 2027, New Year's test in Cape Town. Watch every day of the match at one of the world's greatest cricket grounds. Flights, hotels, spending money, all covered. You'll secure 2 places at the official Barmy Army seats, putting you right in the heart of the atmosphere with the largest fans on the planet. Now, this is how you enter. Text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 8338. It'll cost you £2.50 plus your standard network rate. You can call 0343 418 7260. Lines will close this Friday at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock in the evening, that is. You've got to be, obviously, about to answer your phone, because that's when we'll ring you, about 4 p.m. You've got to be over 18, UK residents only. It's a network promotion. Full terms and conditions are at talksport.com. For your chance to win this amazing prize, 8338, that's what you've got to text. Text the word WIN to 8338 and do that. Trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT. I can tell you, if you're normally tuning in at this time of night on a Saturday for a bit of boxing, Josh Kelly's done the business, beating Murtasaliev. He is the IBF £154 champion. Congratulations to him getting the job done on the cards. It was a tight one. He was brilliant early doors. He had to hang on a little bit later, but then he came strong in the 11th and 12th. Both men were dropped. Absolutely superb. Can't argue with the cards and the scoring of the way it all went. Congratulations to him. Fingers crossed. We will do our best to get hold of him and try and get him on the show and have a few days at some point over the next hour or so, alright? Right now, well, let's get back to the football. Liverpool doing the business. 4-1 at home to Newcastle. Mark, how are you, mate?
How are you guys?
Yeah, good, thank you. Very well indeed, mate. How are you?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to admit though, this is my son who's set me up because he's desperate to speak to me, so I'm going to ring him up. So I said, all right, well, you will speak to him, so I'm driving. Okay. And that's just the phone to me. So, but yeah, listen, I'm not going to lost the word. Yeah, I just wanted to say, I can't really agree with that two other guys on before. I don't think Newcastle had it for half an hour or 40 minutes. It was about 20 minutes before we did 10-0 and then we started to boss it. And they didn't really get a footing in the second half, which I'm being honest with from what I say. That might be slightly biased. But also on the third point is we made loads of those, mate. We made loads of those, lost singles, so just want to get that out first anyway. But my main point, my real point for me, basically said was I'm really concerned about Mo Salah. I just don't know what he's bringing anymore. I know he's been away for a while. I get that maybe he needs to rest a bit more, or maybe he's had an injury or
point. And, you know, if you look over the years, that ball that got played through and he was, you know, you had Kieran Trippier behind him and he was running on to goal. How many times have you seen Salah just, you know...
Trent Alexander, you mean? You said Kieran Trippier then, you mean Trent?
No, but when he left Kieran Trippier,
oh, right,
Salah, when he's running off and leaving Kieran Trippier in the wings, and he goes on to just bend it in top corner, slip it past the goalkeeper. We're not seeing that anymore.
Do you think there's a confusion of role this year? Now, traditionally, he has been the guy, yeah? And Liverpool's main attacks have come down those wings, i.e. him, Sadio Mane. Obviously, Mane clears off, and then you bring Luis Diaz in. He kind of stayed the same, but not necessarily to the levels of Sadio Mane. But your guy that was playing in the middle of the park was either a Firmino, who was a link-up guy, or Nunez, who was just a havoc maker. He wasn't necessarily the main guy. I'll come back to this point in a minute, because Onslaught is actually with Sam to face right now. Let's get to back to Anfield. Sam, 2 minutes.
Yes, indeed, Adam. Thank you very much for joining us in the tunnel. Congratulations, back-to-back home wins. How important was it to put 3 points on the board tonight?
Not very important, but that's important throughout the whole season. But it gets more and more important towards the end of the season, because there are not many games to be played. And if you compete for winning the league, then winning is important. And if you compete in our situation to qualify for the Champions League, and before you go out, you see Chelsea winning an extra time 3-2. Then you know what you have to do. But even if we didn't know what that result would be, we had to win this game of football, and that's what we did.
And it was a game of football that everybody could enjoy watching, and it was almost a bit of a thrill a minute. And you had 6 goals. I was here in midweek when you scored 6 goals against Karabag. You scored 4 goals tonight. There have been the odd complaint about the style of football, but no one can complain about those 2 games. Was that important to you too?
I don't know if there was any complaints, but what I do know is that after the Bournemouth game, I said we have to improve in those boxes. And that's definitely what happened in the last 2 games. We scored 10, conceded 1. We had to defend a lot of set pieces today, because it was a bit similar, like the away game at Newcastle, with a lot of balls being brought into our 18-yard box, throw-ins, free kicks, corner kicks. And yet this season we've conceded far too many times in the Premier League set pieces, but today we defended them really well. And we were much more clinical. On the other end, although we had a few very big chances to score already earlier than 3-1. So really pleased to see that we improved in both boxes, and part of improving in both boxes is also defending your set pieces, and that's what we did really well today.
Something else you said during the week was that sometimes you'd had to use the same players in games in Europe. You'd had to work really hard in those matches, and that had a hangover occasionally into the Premier League. Was that the issue in the first 30 minutes of the game when Newcastle looked to be on top, or was that just because they were difficult to deal with?
No, that is never an excuse for the first half hour, because then you're still fit and fresh. So if it's already an excuse, then the excuse can be made in the last half hour. It was very helpful for us that maybe for the first time after a game in Europe, we played a team that had the similar amount of days off as us. And then playing a home game, that's, as research shows you, very important. And they had a difficult game throughout the week. So that is maybe helpful, and that's why you could see that throughout the game we were definitely shown that our intensity levels were really good. But the first half hour we were just struggling with their style of play. A lot of balls in our box, a lot of free kicks to defend, a lot of corner kicks to defend, a lot of throw-ins to defend. But we did really well, as I said.
Certainly the 2 most creative players in your team were Hugo Ekitike and Florian Wirtz today. Their combination of play caught the eye. How impressed have you been, especially recently, with the figures that they've been posting?
Well, of course, very impressed. I said after the Bournemouth game we have to improve in both boxes, and we scored 10 and only conceded 1. Now you highlight these 2, and if I talk about these 2, the first thing that I notice is that they indeed make goals and assists. Florian, of course, has been very unlucky in the beginning of the season, where he created so much for himself and his teammates, but balls didn't go in. But what I also notice is the work rate for the 2 of them off the ball, and that has improved throughout the season. But now they are at a level that it's getting serious. It's getting to a level where I want them to be, and then they can even show their offensive qualities even more. Because the better you press, the more you have the ball. The more you have the ball, the better these two, and the more these two can show their qualities. So very pleasing to see that they're not only doing well on the ball, but definitely off the ball. Big improvement for the two of them as well.
Congratulations, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Top stuff, Sam Space there with on the slot. The point that I was making regarding Mo Salah is that in previous seasons, the main attacking threats come wide. Salah, Mane obviously moving on, Luis Diaz, right? Whereas this season, that has kind of changed. The focus has gone more number 9. So has the role of Mo Salah within this team changed? Because he isn't the number 9, is he?
I wouldn't say his role's changed because he's still out on the wing, still getting the ball out to him, still tries to dribble past his opponent. I just think, look, there's only certain players that can continue on the path that he was on, and that's like the Messi and the Ronaldo.
Was he not one of them?
I won't put him in the same bracket as a Messi or Ronaldo. It is 33, and I think there's going to come a point where Mo Salah starts to slow down a bit, and he doesn't give you the numbers that he's been giving the past 8 years. If he gives you the half the numbers, that's better than Saka, and that's Arsenal's style. So he's not going to continue scoring 20, 30 goals every single season. There will come a point where he starts to slowly decline. And I think this season, with the new system, I think we're starting to see that.
Who have we got here? We've got Ben. How are you, mate?
Hello, lads. You okay?
Yeah, good, man. What do you want to say, Ben?
I just want to say, Canate, or what a performance by him today.
About time, isn't it?
Wow.
I know.
It was an emotional performance as well. Like it was an emotional one.
Yeah, especially being out of a few games, came out with an absolute bang today.
Yeah, it was good. I think that's the first time I've watched a Liverpool game, and it was. I almost had a tear in my eye when he scored. It was emotional. You know, I felt his pain.
You're the one that you Ahmed, how are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad, lads. How are you? You alright?
Oh, good. You're an Arsenal boy, yeah?
Yeah, I'm an Arsenal boy.
Listen.
Just on this debate about the Tony Works being better than being the best. I think obviously Odegaard, since his injury on international break, he'd be far off it this season. But contending wise, I think Ryan Cherky from Man City and Fernandes are, I think, personally better than Tony Works this season.
Cherky, superb, man.
No, he's a great player. I just think in this form, I'm only going on the form. So right now, I think he's the hottest player in that position right now.
But look at the influence Bruno's having at Manchester United.
Yeah,
different.
He's been by far the best player.
Yeah. Great result for you today away from home, mate. You must have been a little bit nervous going into that, given the fact that it's at Leeds. It's a little bit raucous. They're in decent nick at the moment, especially at home. There's a little bit of a bump there for Arsenal, but you took care of that professionally, and that must be dead impressive for you.
Yeah, definitely. You know, obviously they've had good results against the top 6 clubs this season, Leeds. You know, the manager done well to turn it around. And, you know, I was thinking that, you know, if we didn't get early goals in, we would struggle. But, you know, they've done good.
I'm going to be...
I'm confident for this season.
I'm going to be totally honest. After the last 3 results, no wins in 3 and a loss to Man United, and then having to go away to Leeds, I thought that's going to be really, really tough. And to put in a 4-0 display by this, regardless of the mistake there or the defending, I think now that performance, that win, has now won them the league.
All eyes on tomorrow, man, because if City don't turn up against Spurs, I think you could be absolutely right. I said it on yesterday's show. These next 2 games for Manchester City are absolutely pivotal. Spurs away, Liverpool, it's at yours, isn't it? It's Liverpool away. If City don't come away with 6 points there, especially after the performance.
I think this game, it's just like a really kick in the teeth for City.
Yeah, massively.
And now they are going to win the league. That was the pivotal moment in Arsenal's history. In the last 20 years, in Arsenal's Premier League title, that is the pivotal moment, which now they are going to win the league.
03717 22 33 keep calls coming in. We'll get you on the radio next.
Nobody knows Vegas like BetMGM. and we know just how loud it can get. So sometimes it's important to turn it down or take a break. Because a little pause keeps the fun in play. To find out more about BetMGM's safer gambling tools and how we can support you to keep your play safe, visit the safer gambling area of our app or website. BetMGM. 18 plus, please gamble responsibly.
You probably didn't know my dad, Robert, but when he was alive, he made a will and left a gift to Macmillan Cancer Support. It means that in many ways, he still lives on. The advisor, helping a patient over the phone on Macmillan's support line. Dad made that happen. The nurse, advising a mastectomy patient on what to wear to her son's wedding. That was also because of him. Almost a third of Macmillan's vital services are funded by gifts and wills from people just like my dad and you. So search Macmillan Legacy today and help them do whatever it takes.
Sport. It's in your DNA. That's why at SpreadXPORT you get great offers and features to aid your sports betting, including £30 in free bets when you join and place a qualifying £10 fixed odds bet at minimum odds of 1 to 2. Visit spreadx.com/DNA for full terms and conditions. SpreadXPORT. It's in our DNA. 18 plus gambleware.org. Qualifying bets not be cashed out early. Once settled, get free £10 fixed odds bets on consecutive days. Free bet stakes not included in any winnings. Free bets must be claimed within 28 days.
Listeners, we interrupt the airways to share an incredible discovery. The reason why Britain hasn't been so great of late is because the country hasn't been eating enough Weetabix. We must get to work in rebuilding Great Britain bix by bix. By delivering Weetabix to whoever plans the traffic diversions, to delivery drivers who can't seem to find your house, and people who don't stack the dishwasher properly. To Britain, we must say, have you had your Weetabix?
Whether you're screaming from the stands or the sofa, Virgin Bet has even more for you to shout about this season. Because we're giving you a totally free bet builder on any Sunday football match every week this season. Virgin Bet, a good bet. Use Bet Builder free bet on any match this Sunday. Min odds evens, max one free bet £1 to £20, except via pop-up. T's and C's apply. Bet responsibly. Gambleaware.org. 18 plus.
Get your feet off the table. It's the Sports Bar Weekender.
It's back-to-back wins for Liverpool, and they're under fire, manager. And maybe, just maybe, things are slotting into place. Liverpool didn't have it all their own way, but they showed enough Dutch courage to come through this Anfield examination. And boy, did Arne Slot need that. And for now, at least, Anfield is happy, and maybe the red alert is over. Full time at Anfield, Liverpool 4, Newcastle United.
Action-packed day in the Premier League. Arsenal getting a win away from home at Leeds United by 4-0, of course, and that amazing turnaround by Chelsea, who 2-0 down at half-time at home to West Ham. Turned it around and won the game 3-2. Liam Senior making a few changes in that second half. After maybe setting the team up a little bit wrong, we're getting the job done. 0-3-7-1-7, 2-2, 3-3, 4. Of course, the 8 o'clock kick-off tonight is what we've just been hearing there with Liverpool getting the job done at home. To Newcastle and winning the game 4-1 after being a goal down. I'm Adam Cattrall. Jermaine Pennant alongside me. Evening to you. You're more than welcome to come and join us on the show. 03717 23344. Dean, how are you, mate?
I'm good, guys. Look, I'm very happy with the 4-1. Obviously, I'm a Liverpool fan. I think there's a couple of things though that the result might have hidden. So, Jermaine's points on Mo are bang on. I just think he's slowed down, right? He's not quite always. He loses every ball that goes into him. I love the guy. Thank you for what you've done for us, but he can't be in the team. Every time the ball goes into him, he loses it. Or he goes on a dribble, doesn't complete it. Very, very few things that are coming from him that are productive. That's one thing. Second thing, a lot of the set pieces, we were still struggling massively, losing the first ball over and over again. I think we got out of jail today through some individual brilliance from Hugo and Burns. So, I'm not getting carried away with this result. I don't know why Scott keeps saying no after he made such a song and dance of dropping him before the half-time. And then just bringing him back in, and he's not playing there. So it's just a bit strange. We should have an extra midfielder, like he did when Mo was away, and allowing Hugo and Burns to kind of flourish. I'm not convinced that Scott knows what's going on, because if you can't see that, and the set-piece stuff, I'm confused.
I think you can see it. I just think at the moment Liverpool are down to their bare bones. They've literally got 3 youngsters on their bench. So if you're looking at who you're going to put out there, you're going to go for the Mo Salah all day long. You know, if Frimpong was fit, if Conor Bradley was fit, maybe you put Frimpong further up because he's got that pace and you see he uses that, utilises that amazingly. He gets to the byline, gets crosses in his first, when he got back from injuries, 3 starts, he got 2 assists. So I think it's because Liverpool down to their bare bones. That's why it's probably continuing to play Mo. Yeah, they've got it right. That is not giving.
They've still got very good players. We're not talking, destitute. We're talking.
What senior players? They've got Chiesa, Curtis Jones.
You're referring to the bench now, aren't you?
Yeah, but they're also injured, so there's no point talking about.
Well, yeah, but when you said bare bones, it makes it sound like the whole thing's been wiped out. You've still got a decent 11, haven't you? What the conversation is that you're saying that there's no adequate substitute for Mohamed Salah right now. Is what you're saying.
For him to not stop. That, in my personal opinion, because he's not going to put Chiesa on the left or the right. Rio's great for the future, great player as well, but again, you're still going to put Mo because of that just moment of brilliance that he may give you. There's no one really out there who's out and out winger who you can really rely on. Apart from at the moment, I would say in that position probably Frimpong. He's injured.
We got Stuart. Stuart, how are you, mate?
Well, mate, frustrated.
You're a Newcastle fan, Stuart, is that right?
Newcastle fan on the way.
Go on, pal.
Well, on the way home from Paris and the Liverpool game 2-1.
You did a double bubble, mate. Right, okay, go for it.
Just really frustrating to me away from home. It's like too many individual errors. I know that we're forced to change the team around and missing a few players. I don't then understand how we're not strengthening, but we need players to come in the window before it closes. Proper frustration, and then to top it all off tonight, I didn't, obviously being there, I didn't see loads of it, but seeing loads of stuff on social media after that Anthony Gordon didn't even celebrate when he scored his goal.
What do you mean?
Well, there's been rumours every time that Anthony Gordon in transfer window that he wants to go, or there's been rumours about moving to Liverpool. He scores to put us 1-0 up today and then doesn't celebrate his goal.
I think he definitely walked towards the cup, mate, and gave him a little bit of stare, like, you know what I mean, like he was mugging him off. He didn't go wild, there's no doubt about that. He didn't run around the pitch with his shirts off. but I think he definitely gave him a little bit of stare, like.
That's the first time he's performed in weeks and months, in my opinion. It's been hasn't really been an outlet for us after previous seasons at all. And then tonight, I thought he was our best attacking player, if I'm being honest. But the biggest worry that's got me this season, I think the season's going to die off after the next couple of weeks, especially with the City game in the Cup. Premier League, we seem to be dropping points left, right and centre, and we're going to end up with a dead season. And I don't really understand how we can't strengthen in the January window when we're really short of players, considering we sold Isak for a British transfer record in the summer.
Yeah, I think there's a load of teams from this position thinking why we're not strengthening, why we're not getting players through the door.
You've got to get the right guys.
This is what
January's a horrible window, isn't it?
You can't just go out there and go, oh yeah, let's have him. That's it. One team won't want to sell, the price, so it's and who's available. So it's a really difficult window unless you've got an exact target who's willing to go like the Semenyo, like a Margay, that situation. It's really difficult to bring someone in top quality, good price in January.
Mark, how are you, mate?
Hello?
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark, Luke here.
Well, do you know something? My production team here are absolutely diabolical, mate. They've written Mark on my screen, so I apologise for calling you Mark. I won't call you Mark for the rest of the conversation, mate. I'll call you by the name that your parents gave you, mate. All right, Luke, go on, pal.
I was going to say, there's a guy on here before who was saying how Ryan Cherky and Bruno Fernandes were better than Florian Wirtz.
Go on, son. Go on.
That statement was absolutely barbaric. They both, I mean, it was all about this year and this season, but for the past month, Florian Wirtz minute.
Right, well, listen, Luke, the season isn't a month, is it? The season is a lot longer than a month. Are we judging the full season, or are we just judging in current form right now over the last 4 weeks?
No, full season, really. I think Florian Wirtz is a far better player than Ryan Cherky and Bruno Fernandes.
Mate, Come on.
Listen,
He didn't start playing till Christmas.
No, he did. In loose defence, he was playing, but the team just was not scoring his chances. Mo Salah could have had 5 goals just off Florian Wirtz alone. This is the truth. Go and watch YouTube.
Go and watch YouTube.
Go and watch
Go and watch YouTube. It's all there for
It's
you.
all there. Florian Wirtz, since he joined, the amount of chances he's created where he wasn't putting the ball in the back of net.
He wasn't passing it to the right guys. Come on.
They just weren't on his wavelength.
Listen, Luke makes a good point. What I will say is that over the last 4 weeks, he's starting to do bits, yeah? And he starts to stick his head above the parapet and start to be noticed as, hang on a minute, he's a real game changer for that particular side. With all due respect, Bruno Fernandes has been the only player playing for Manchester United all season. All season. Now, with the last starting to tick a little bit because the management's changed, Bruno Fernandes has always been stepping up, hasn't he? So he's always been the guy. Ryan Cherky, mate. Left foot, right foot. Where do you want the ball? Where do you want the ball for Cherky, man? He's different level.
Well, it's an argument to have. It's a good argument.
He's in the conversation now. The last 4 weeks.
He's been floating about on a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
And it's like, which one? It's like game by game.
But the thing is, the guy that was just omitted in this conversation because the top of the league and absolutely cruising it, Odegaard.
He's not even on that. He's not on.
Mate, stop it.
He's not coming on that conveyor
Eze
belt.
came in the team, right? So they dropped Odegaard, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then when he got his opportunity, they brought him back in. He was mustard. Absolutely mustard. He went, you're not dropping me again. Bang. No way he went. He was absolutely fantastic.
Odegaard's been fantastic since he came back.
In the games that I have watched Odegaard play,
But didn't start today. He got hooked the other game. He gets hooked left, right, and centre. Listen, I think he's a great player. A great player, good captain for Arsenal. They're going to win the league, but he's been way off it. You know that flourished season that Odegaard had, Martinelli had, Saka had, with both scoring 13 double-figure goals. He's just never came back since then. Don't know what's happened. I think the hurt coming second, 3 times in a row. Not it. I want Arsenal fans.
Right then, Arsenal fans, Woodvert's getting your team over Odegaard. Or 3717 223314.
Get involved with talkSPORT's full-on fan forum and hear insight and analysis from a top team of pumped-up pundits.
Absolutely first class.
Every weeknight from 7 on kick-off on talkSPORT.
And it's a thing of beauty.
Let's get the lowdown on all the latest odds direct from Ladbrokes and hear live commentaries of selected matches throughout the season.
Brilliant football.
Kick-off weeknights from 7 on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. 18+ gambleaware.org.
It might be cold outside, but things are really warming up at the Wren Winter Sale, with red-hot prices on our high-quality, fully built kitchens and fitted bedrooms. Right now, there's up to 60% off fully built kitchens and all bedroom units, plus up to 7 years interest-free credit. Made for making you feel warm inside, whatever the weather. Wren, made for living. Visit your nearest Wren showroom. Offers apply when you buy 5 or more kitchen units or 3 or more bedroom units. Finance subject to status and minimum spend.
Nobody knows Vegas like BetMGM, and we know just how loud it can get. So sometimes it's important to turn it down or take a break. Because a little pause keeps the fun in play. To find out more about BetMGM's safer gambling tools and how we can support you to keep your play safe, visit the safer gambling area of our app or website. BetMGM. 18+, please gamble responsibly.
I've been asked by Shredded Wheat to read out their ingredients list. Drum roll. Whole grain wheat. No, that's it. A single ingredient high fibre cereal. Shredded wheat. It simply does it. I'm telling you, that's it. Applies to shredded wheat, bite size, and big biscuit only.
Love sports? So do we! At Sporting Life, we give you access to premium sports betting insights, and it's all completely free. Whether it's the thrill of the race or the excitement of the big match, we're here because every moment matters. Join Sporting Life today to enhance your betting experience with in-depth analysis, exclusive content, and the latest form and stats. When it comes to sports, we're on your side. Search Sporting Life.
This season, I want to feel it from the start. Want to beat the odds and prove them all wrong. Look them in the eye and say, want to bet? Bet Fred. 18+ gambleaware.org.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave. Online, on your mobile, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT. Talk Sport.
Good evening. With this Sport News update, I'm Steve Forbes. Ekitike excellence for Liverpool as his quick-fire double bumped the Reds back up to 5th in the table.
Florian Wirtz, and he puts it into Everton now, and he nabs it through the legs of Nick Pope, and there's the equaliser for Liverpool.
There's spaces everywhere, and Ekitike has found one. He's running down the left. He's punted into the far corner, and Liverpool turned it around.
Florian Wirtz and Ibrahima Konate added 2 more in the second half after Anthony Gordon had opened the scoring for Newcastle at Anfield. Mikel Arteta's told us he's delighted with how his Arsenal side responded at Leeds, winning 4-0 following last weekend's title race setback.
We discussed the last few days how we want to approach the next few months, how we have to approach this game. And we certainly enjoyed the difficult parts of the game that they were, especially at the beginning. And then I think the resilience and determination that we play with give us a chance after to show the quality that we have in many areas to make a difference.
In the battle of East versus West London, Chelsea roared from 2-0 down at half-time to beat West Ham 3-2 at Stamford Bridge. Bournemouth beat lowly Wolves 2-0, while it ended 1 apiece between Brighton and Everton. Elsewhere, talkSPORT understands that AC Milan feel they've got an agreement in principle for Jean-Philippe Mateta, subject to Palace finding a replacement. Coventry are now only top of the Championship on goal difference following a 2-1 defeat at QPR, while Borough beat Norwich 1-0. Elena Rybakina says she's happy to be reaching her top level again after claiming a maiden Australian Open title. The Kazakh defeated world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka. It's her second Grand Slam win following her 2022 Wimbledon success.
It was a really tough battle, and I didn't expect to turn it around with some opportunities, and Aryna is a very tough opponent, but I'm super happy that this time I'm holding the trophy.
Novak Djokovic takes on Carlos Alcaraz in the men's singles final on Sunday morning. And Northampton's Eduardo Tadaro is facing a long layoff after suffering a serious knee injury training with Italy ahead of the Six Nations. There's plenty more online at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
Lord Treesman, a former Labour minister and ex-chairman of the FA, has died aged 82. And new images in the latest release of files linked to paedophile Jeffrey Epstein show former Prince Andrew on all fours leaning over a fully clothed woman lying on the floor.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Come rain or shine, we've got your electric car covered with 400 EV-ready centres, so you can drive away happy every time.
Remaining cloudy with longer spells of rain for many, most likely across northern areas, turning drier in the central and southeast of England.
On DAB and on your smart TV. It's the Sports Bar Weekender. Double trouble, after whistle argument, and filter-free Friday night football talk. It is game on! The nation's favourite air-conditioned after-party. But for some reason, it's always your round. Hang on to your last thought. It's the Sports Bar Weekender on talkSPORT.
Sportsball Weekender on a Saturday night. I'm Adam Catherine, Jermaine Pennington's alongside me. Who's the best 10 in the league? He started a ride debate here. It's going off on social media. 03717 223344. You're more than welcome to come and join us on the show. Day of unbelievable results in football. Arsenal getting the job done away from home against Leeds. Liverpool doing the business against Newcastle after being goal down at home. And of course, Chelsea coming back from 2-0 down. Haven't heard from many Chelsea fans, probably out and about, aren't they? Enjoying themselves on the right down the around West London. 03717 223344. Get stuck in. We'll also give you a little bit of a preview of what's to come tomorrow as well. Danny, how are you, mate?
Hiya, mate.
Who's the best 10 in the league, mate?
You don't even need to ask this question. You need to look at our man next to you and ask him what on earth he's talking about.
Go on, explain.
You want me to explain?
Yeah, no, you go on. I've heard from him, Dan. I want some sense on the show. Go on, Pat.
It's quite simple, really. Fair enough. Florian Wirtz, he did great by Leicester. He had a good game tonight. Before then, he's done nothing to a big club. It's the most competitive league in the world. Above him, even based off current form, like the Arsenal caller said, you'd put Cherky. But then top of that list, not only just now based off form, but for longevity, the last 6 years since he signed with us, nobody in world football can consistently touch Bruno Fernandes.
In my opinion, he walks into any team.
No.
He walks into any team. I'm not talking about
facts and figures. Come on.
No, I'm not talking about who's been the best over the longevity of 6 years, 3 years, the last. I mean, I'm on about just right now. What we just
Today, what we said in the last 90 minutes.
Today, as in this season.
Talk about longevity. If you don't want to talk about longevity, that's fine. I'm just making that point. If you want to talk about here and now and form, then like I said, first and foremost, if you talk about those four, as in Fernandes, Odegaard, Cherky, and Wirtz, a long term is four, plain and simple. Even based off current form, fair enough, Odegaard's not been great, but still he's third.
If he's not okay, if we're talking about form and he hasn't been great, how can you put him above Florian Wirtz? He's not. Odegaard shouldn't be in this conversation.
No, I said he comes third.
But he doesn't.
He comes fourth based off current form.
Florian Wirtz
is third based off current form, but you can't say he's been better than Cherky and Bruno Fernandes on current form.
So why? Give me a reason why you think Cherky's better than Florian Wirtz in performance-wise, as an individual, not a team, not a collective team, as an individual. Doesn't matter if the result ain't gone the way, but the performance and what is Cherky done that's been better than Florian Wirtz.
First and foremost, facts and figures. That's what it's all about. That's the bread and butter. Facts and figures. He's been hands down. That's what's been better than Wirtz is.
Has he got more assists than Wirtz?
He has more of an impact on that.
Has he got more assists? Has he got more goals?
Yeah,
he has.
This season he has, yeah.
I'm asking a question.
Yeah, hands down.
I was confused then with what period of time that you're asking over, but over the season, absolutely he's got more assists and more goals than Florian Wirtz, yeah.
Debatable.
It's not debatable. It's recommended. Numbers don't lie. Jeez.
Even forgetting Cherky and forgetting Odegaard, you seriously think this is a genuine question, and I want you to say this, being deadly serious.
Yeah.
Do you think that Florian Wirtz is a better player than Bruno Fernandes?
The
force says it all. The force says it all.
I think he's going to be.
Going to be is one thing.
But I think right now, in that position, in this position that Florian picks up, right now, this current form, I think he's...
Do you want the numbers?
Best. Yeah.
Right. Assists, Cherky 7, Wirtz 2.
Should have been about 15.
No, that's how it should have been. Should have been.
If Mo Salah didn't have 2 left boots on, alright, he'd have been about 15.
I'll give you it. He scored 4 goals.
Sorry, I need to just interject for 1 minute there. Bruno Fernandes has been doing this for 6 years, still doing it currently as well, in a Man United team that is shocking and has been for a number of years. It's an understatement.
Listen, Dan, I'm with you, man. Let me back you up on something, right, here, because just assists, Wirtz, 2 assists this season, right? Cherky, 7, Bruno Fernandes, 10, right? So that, of course, is all that type of argument. Goals, Wirtz beats Cherky. He's got, your man Wirtz has got 4 goals.
Which I thought.
Right? The Cherky's got 2, alright? It'd be Bruno Fernandes, though. Bruno Fernandes has got 5. So Bruno Fernandes had 15 goal involvements this season, right? Your man's had 6. So tell me how he's the best number 10 in the league.
Because Bruno's on penalties, is that probably about 8 pence?
Oh, get out, man! I think he's just here to wind us up, Dan. I think he's just here to wind us up.
You're ruining it. I've not even started doing it yet. You're ruining my kebab.
I think they were do it.
Go and have a good night. Go and have a chat with someone sensible. See you in a bit, lad.
Hey, mate. He needs help.
Dylan, how are you, mate? You good?
How are you, lads?
We're good, Dale. How are you, mate?
Alright. Dan's got a kebab bottle. I've just got one myself as well.
What's it? What have you gone for?
Yeah.
Chicken?
Sorry?
What have you gone for? Chicken, lamb, what have you gone for?
Kebab, classic. You've got a kebab, chips and garlic.
Give me the sauces. What? Bit of both on the sauce?
Garlic, chips and garlic, just garlic, mate.
Do you not put any chili on there?
Sure, you got a bit of chili.
Nah. I just get the one sauce. I didn't like mixing them, mate. But,
small pizza or big pizza? What have you gone for? Is it in and out, right? What's it in?
no, it's just a what, mate? Just a kebab, right? But, do you mean you want to talk rubbish? Right? Bruno Fernandes is the best 10 in the league. Bear in mind, there's not that many to choose from when you think about it.
That's fair, yeah.
But Bruno Fernandes, I'm a Newcastle fan, by the way. I need support Man United, but Bruno Fernandes is probably the one player in Man United's team, like in the past few years, that would probably get in the Man United teams of, when Fergie was there. In my opinion, he's a standout player on that side. But
before that, obviously I watched the match. I disappointed myself for Newcastle tonight, but like I'm still really optimistic with all the other competitions, because at the end of the day, right, Newcastle aren't going to win the league.
Okay.
So, like, as long as Newcastle finishing, then we're a bit, everyone's Paul with Aston Villa and that sense, we can't spend the money. And people forget, like when you look at these clubs in the past like 10 years, when they sell the star man, like Spurs, when they sell Gareth Bale, or however much it was, and then the Spurs, like, they wrongly invested in them players, but they invested in basically, like, about 5-6 players. Newcastle sold Isaac on what, like, the last couple of days, we're both in Walter Marley, and, he's a young striker, but, like, he's not. I think Newcastle are missing a number 9. I mean, the top goal scorer this season is Holly Bond, and in my opinion, the bully caller who was on before, he was talking about Gordon, and a lot of Newcastle fans who watch Newcastle week in, week out, and I think if Gordon did get that move to Liverpool, he would just be like, I think he would go straight away. So I don't know where he's coming from in that sense. I think he does want to play for Liverpool. Eventually, that's where he wants to end up. But yeah, we still do the treble at the end of the day, and still win the Champions League if we're scoring.
You're going to turn City over midweek, mate, first, aren't you?
Yeah, but Man City are 7 points behind Arsenal now.
Yeah, but it's a cup game. Doesn't matter about points, does it?
Pep's not bothered over the League Cup, man. He's down for the league.
Well, mate, listen, if Spurs turn him over tomorrow, he might have to go for the League Cup on Wednesday. No choice.
But but if Newcastle scored first in the first half, you never know.
You never know, mate. You're all right. You are. Listen, they're vulnerable. You can get at them. If you go at them, then you do a bit. If you play like the first 30 minutes you did at Anfield tonight and do that for 90 minutes, you've got a chance. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Well, mate.
All right, mate. Have a good one. Enjoy that kebab.
Yeah. I will make it. I'm just out of it now. Cheers.
I love polite callers, man. Come in, as long as his dinner requirements, right? He's given us some wicked points, and then he's cleared off to go and eat his dinner.
To polish off his garlic sauce kebab.
Would Wirtz get in the Man United team?
Yeah.
Over who?
Well, do you know what they'll do? They'll drop.
No. Wait. They're playing one number 10.
They're not drop. They're not. Okay.
They're playing one number 10.
Well, we've seen that when Cunha plays. He plays in the 10. They'll put Bruno a little bit further back.
No.
Put him in the 8 slot.
Bruno's 10.
No. Put him 8, and Florian Wirtz goes at 10. Bruno will go as 8. We've seen that under Amrin, how deep he was.
Amrin's not there, mate.
Yeah, but he's played him in that position, so he keep playing there. I'll play both of them.
Alex says keep him. That's what it says.
Yeah, keep him, and keep it. Wirtz at 10. Fernandez at 8.
Listen, the lad has done well for the last 4 weeks. Done very well.
He's done well since he's got it. He has done well. Just that team hasn't done well, but he's done well. He can come off and have his head held very, very high.
03717 22 33 44. They enjoyed it tonight. Keep them calls coming.
He's having a blinder. He's clipped the post. He's looking formidable. Then his game might be over, but yours isn't. With Betfair's Safe Stop, your bet simply rolls onto the player coming on. Playing a different league with Betfair. Added on selected leagues and markets only, applies to singles, multiples, and bet over bets on qualified player outcome selection. Does not apply to odds boosts, T&Cs, and exclusions apply. 18+ GambleAware.org.
It might be cold outside, but things are really warming up at the Wren Winter Sale, with red-hot prices on our high-quality, fully built kitchens and fitted bedrooms. Right now, there's up to 60% off fully built kitchens and all bedroom units, plus up to 7 years interest-free credit. Made for making you feel warm inside, whatever the weather. Wren, made for living. Visit your nearest Wren showroom. Offers apply when you buy 5 or more kitchen units or 3 or more bedroom units. Finance subject to status and minimum spend.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be inside a bowl of hot soup, floating on a blanket of thick tomatoey goodness, the aromas tickling your nostrils, a crispy little human crouton drifting off, getting lost in the soup? Bathe in comfort. It has to be Heinz.
Custom-built PCs and laptops. Just for gamers, right?
No, it's for creators like me. We need performance.
And designers, we need speed. Don't forget coders. We don't do off the shelf.
And yeah, gamers, but everybody knows that.
Whatever you need, configure your perfect PC or laptop with PC Specialist. Powered by Windows 11. A new world of gaming.
For custom-built PCs or laptops, visit pcspecialists.co.uk. We, the podcast, in order to establish opinion, the inside take,
Provide for the common sense and secure the blessings of our listeners.
to ordain and establish.
The State of It, USA.
Join our Washington editor Katie Balls and Times columnist Gerard Baker as they unravel American politics in the State of It, USA. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Nobody knows Vegas like BetMGM, and we know just how loud it can get. So sometimes it's important to turn it down or take a break. Because a little pause keeps the fun in play. To find out more about BetMGM's safer gambling tools and how we can support you to keep your play safe, visit the safer gambling area of our app or website. BetMGM. 18 plus, please gamble responsibly.
This Monday is transfer deadline day. Stay ahead of the game with turbocharged transfer talk across the entire day. From 4 it's deadline day drive. Get 3 hours of fast-paced ball out with Jim White and Alex Cook. From 6:30, transfer deadline day. This Monday on talkSPORT. The late Friday Night Members Club, the Sports Bar Weekender. Trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT.
This is your chance to be in South Africa with the Barmy Army. A week for 2 at the 2027 New Year's Test in Cape Town. Watch every day of the match. One of the world's greatest cricket grounds. You've got flights, hotels, and spending money. It's all going to be covered. You can secure 2 places with the official Barmy Army, putting you right in the heart of the atmosphere with the loudest, proudest fans in cricket. This is how you enter. Text the word WIN to 83338. It'll cost you £2.50 plus your standard network rate. You can call 0343 418 7260. Lines will close this Friday at 4 p.m. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. You've got to be over 18 and a UK resident. This is a network promotion. All terms and conditions are at talksport.com. Once again, to win this, you've got to text WIN to 83338. Best of luck.
Trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT.
You wouldn't want it tonight, you like it?
That's that.
I bet you were a nightmare at changing the view. You just come in, say some bad stuff and clear off, and then all the break loose.
As the best in it.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, as a nuisance. But a good one, not like a trouble cause.
I love the word nuisance.
It was just...
That pennant, he's a nuisance in. Were you like that on the pitch as well? I bet you were a bit chirpy on pitch, weren't you?
No, not really.
Were you a bit
quiet? Yeah, even I was getting kicked over, I was gone with it.
Really?
I'm not really like it.
Cool. I bet you, if you did an assist or a goal, I bet you were a nightmare after that, weren't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I've told a few players, oh, you're getting cooked.
Talking that kitchen today, ain't it, pal?
You. Oh, you're having a bad one, aren't you, mate?
You see this? Try and get this off me. Come on, follow me. 03717223344. Teddy, how are you, pal? You good?
Yeah, good for yourself.
Yeah, very well indeed. Listen, great result. Came back from 1-0 down. What are your overall thoughts of the game, pal?
Yeah, a bit better. We're not there yet, but you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. I just want to say, I think Wales is out a different league than Bruno.
Oh,
First of all these stats, assists, goals, if the players aren't finishing them, that's not his fault. So, based on that alone, and the way he moves the ball is just better than anyone in the Premier League. You've got to be honest about that. He's in a new team, he's finding his feet, and he's still better than them.
Listen, from the first game I saw him until now, I said, listen, he's amazing, but the team was in such a bad rut that no one was scoring. Salah wasn't scoring, Gakpo wasn't finishing, our strikers were a bit off. His ability is second to none. His ability is second to none.
Hard work replaces his tools, man. Make the pass better.
He's come into a team who, let's be honest, they're not playing well. They were on a low with everything that happened with Jota, and he's come in and he's lifted. Him and Ekatike, by the way, you've seen outstanding. Them two have without them this season, God knows where we've been.
Does the focus then, regarding the formation and the way that he sets this team up and the way that he goes about playing it, does the focus now need to come away from Mo Salah And does the focus need to go towards these two?
I'd say so. I mean, Hospitals losing Diaz on the left, I think the balance went out the team. The balance isn't there no more. So I think he's either going to get another winger into the left-hand side because Capo to me doesn't cut it, and or play a different system, which I think that's what he's aiming to do. I think he's trying to get three at the back and play the wing backs, if I'm honest. I think that's what he's after doing.
Yeah. Who would be your, out of the current players that you've got, what would be the midfield then set up in that system that you're just talking about? How would you work it?
Well, certainly wouldn't play slide right back. I think that's what
No. So you're probably going to play Frimpong on that right hand side, aren't you? You're going to have your three centre backs. So what would be your midfield set up there?
Yeah, so I'm going to play it as a just sat behind the striker.
Yeah.
Start the slide and I don't know what the other one. I was going
to ask you that. Who would it be? Would it be Gravenberch or McAllister?
For me, it will be Gravenberch. I think he's a bit more mobility at the minute. He can get around a bit quicker. I think
a bit more defensively minded as well.
Yeah, I think McAllister, since his injury in the pre-season,
he hasn't done it this year.
He's not come back the same player. It's a great player. I love him to bits, but what I'm seeing is not the McAllister that I saw last season.
So you've got Gravenberch 6, Szoboszlai 8. And then your man at 10. It's a good midfield, that, mate. Especially, listen, they've all got to be in good nick. If they're all in good nick, that's a very good midfield, I think.
Yeah.
With your man Ekitike up front, and then you're going to play wide. So you're going to play Frimpong wide right.
But that is Frimpong's best kind
of
play.
I agree. Absolutely,
He's not a player where he likes to be further up, and then as a wing back, you are not relying on your defensive capabilities as much as you play as a right back.
You just got to have better centrals now.
Yeah, but you just get back in shape. You're not really, defending that much. Well, you are, but you don't need to really rely on it as much as a right back. So I think for Frimpong, and I think even maybe for Kirkes, because he likes to bomb forward, I think it will help his game.
Okay, with that in mind then, how much of a ball drop was not getting Gay over the line in the summer?
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt, even in January.
Well, you don't think with the summer. You took it all the summer to get to the point.
I remember I was doing a show and I was like, out of all the signings, amazing, Frimpong, we've got Kirkes, we've got Florian, and I was like, this one didn't go through, this one was like, ouch. This could have literally changed a lot. And
it's now gone for Leicester. I know it's bigger wages, people don't look for that, but it took all summer to get to the point of negotiation where it was agreed, and then it was pulled last minute by Crystal Palace. I know the story of it. It's just it should never have taken 4, 5, 6 weeks to get to that point.
Soon as summer window opened, you should have let's get this sorted.
It's a priority.
Yeah, let's get this sorted. We need this summer. We need defenders.
Who else we got? We got Mo. How are you, pal? You good?
Oh, doing guys, you alright?
Slick, man. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Feeling much better today after the win.
Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, 30 minutes in, it looked like it weren't going to be a pleasant night for you, but then the boys turned around and did the business in the second half, no doubt about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've not had much to smile about this season, but for one, we've hit the jackpot with Ekitike no matter what. I'm just wondering what we'll do when Isaac comes back. That's something, I mean, you can't drop Ekitike in the form he's in, but then you also can't drop Isaac because of what we spent on him, so I don't know what we'll do.
Mate, you play the guy that's in forward. That's what you do. You play the guy that's in forward.
That's right. Whether we do 2 up top or whether, I'm not sure if Ekitike goes out wide, but I don't think we should do that. I mean, he's Ekitike when he's in the middle. He's not throwing words behind him.
It's simple. I think just play the man who's in form. You look at Arsenal, they've got a good player in each position. So if you take us, like you give him a Waker. If Mario Waker
was great today.
Yeah, but I'm saying now, if Mario Waker goes on and plays good to that, next game he scores. Next game, Saka's then you can't just jump straight back in. You play the man who's in form, and then as soon as that you not playing well, you make a sub, he comes in, that guy does the business. It's all about earning your right now. That's what competition. That's why people say it's good to have competition. So I think FT will start, and as soon as he's back, it's gone. Met the best man win.
Stephen Gerrard made a good point today on the TV when I was watching that Ekitike's got a little bit of a shade of Fernando Torres about him. Just the way that he runs, the way he goes about, trying to finish those little quick finishes and all that. He's got a little bit of that about him. Don't get me wrong, he's not finished El Nino yet, but there's some of that you can see it, can't you?
100%. That second goal.
That was prime.
Was that total? Yes, prime Fernando Torres. The amount of times I saw him on the training pitch,
You know, his little drop shoulder, burst of pace, toe poke.
Doesn't take it left foot, takes it.
No. Yeah.
Look, toe poke.
Might not be amazing, pretty on the eye.
It's in the net though.
It's in the back of the net, just running off celebrating.
If you can produce some Fernando Torres numbers, he's going to give the managers a look at their next year, really.
Yeah.
I agree with what you said though. If he's the man in form, doesn't matter how much you pay for your money sack. He sits on the bench. You wait turn pal, and then if you get a Carabao Cup chance, you get an FA Cup chance. You better turn up.
Yeah.
And give me an edit.
Yeah.
That's the whole job, isn't it? That's the whole job. 03717 22 3 4. Keep them coming in. We're going to turn our attention a little bit towards Five Sports. Because for those that normally tune into Fight Night on a Saturday night, good news. We've got a new world champion from Great Britain. Josh Kelly getting the job done against Merzaliev tonight up in Newcastle. He's the £154 IBF champion. Sensational victory for him. Adding to Dalton Smith's sensational victory a couple of weeks back. So we're adding the trinkets to the British trophy box. Gareth Davis is actually out of lead in Miami. He's at the Burn Knuckles. He loves Miami. He is Miami twice. He's probably wearing a Cuban or an Hawaiian shirt or something like that. We'll hopefully be speaking to him in the next half an hour because there's a bit of bare knuckle fighting going on the talkSPORT YouTube channel, which we'll highlight in a moment or two. Don't go anywhere.
With BetMGM Casino, every time you open the app, it's like a warm Vegas welcome. BetMGM Casino is the UK's only online casino with real Vegas roots. And every time you play your favorite games, it's like hitting the Las Vegas Strip with your fingertip. And the warmest welcome of all, play £10, get 200 free spins. BetMGM Casino. If it ain't us, it ain't Vegas. Verify at betmgm.co.uk. Minimum £10 stake. T&Cs apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Jason Statham stars in Shelter.
Does the name Michael Mason ring any bells?
It was my greatest weapon.
What are these guys?
I broke the underworld masks down. Trying to kill. I need a way out. But he chose to protect. Don't come out and don't compete. No country, no badge. Here it all. No gun. Unshackle. Shelter. In cinemas now.
Say yes to summer with the biggest ever TUI sale. With a My TUI account. Say yes to flexible payment options. Say yes to free kids places, even in the school summer holidays. With so many holiday options to choose from, you pick it, we sort it. Holiday countdown started. TUI, atoll and have to protect it. Booking T's and C's apply. Selected departures, minimum spend applies, subject to availability. See website for details.
Claim approved. Direct line's ready to take my new laptop within 2 hours. That's how it's done. Imagine if everything was that easy. Like teaching little Johnny to play his recorder. Oh, he's a musical genius.
Direct line. That's how it's done. Theft and accidental loss claims up to £3,000. Cover limits apply. Personal possessions cover needed for items outside the home.
Sport. It's in your DNA. That's why at SpreadXPORT you get great offers and features to aid your sports betting, including £30 in free bets when you join and place a qualifying £10 fixed odds bet at minimum odds of 1 to 2. Visit spreadx.com/DNA for full terms and conditions. SpreadXPORT. It's in our DNA. 18 plus gambleware.org. Qualifying bets not be cashed out early. Once settled, get free £10 fixed odds bets on consecutive days. Free bet stakes not included in any winnings. Free bets must be claimed within 28 days.
Who's flashing the cash? Who's waiting to make a last-minute dash? Get all the latest transfer news first.
This Monday is transfer deadline day on talkSPORT.
Stay ahead of the game with turbocharged transfer talk across the entire day.
From 4, it's deadline day drive. Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent bring you instantaneous updates of all the last-minute moves ahead of the transfer windows opening shut. Absolutely sensational. 6:30.
The king of the transfers will be back. Get 3 hours of fast-paced fallout with Jim White and Alex Crook with more transfer talk on the Sports Bar from 10.
What a move. Transfer deadline day. This Monday on talkSPORT.
Get your feet off the table. It's the Sports Bar Weekender.
Sportsbar Weekender on talkSPORT. I'm Adam Catterall. Jermaine Bennett alongside me. He's feeling good. Liverpool doing the business tonight, marching up the league. 4-1 victory at home to Newcastle. Didn't hear from any Chelsea fans, have we? Bit disappointed, isn't it? Chelsea turning over a 2-0 deficit.
West Ham as well.
West Ham as well, yeah.
Always a bit fiery, that contest.
Great managerial, tactical decisions from Leroy Mancini in the second half. Set them up wrong, don't get me wrong, but they corrected his errors and got it right.
A good little record so far.
Good on it.
He's only lost to Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. Apart from that, all wins.
Let's turn our attention to the world of fight sports. Last week I was out in the United States of America, and we are like passing ships in the night because my main man, Gareth Davis, has already flown transatlantic. He's over in Miami, I believe, right now. I'm expecting, when he pops up on my screen in the monitor too, for him to be wearing some type of Hawaiian shirt, giving it the old Tony Montana down Sunset Boulevard. Here he is. How are you, my man? Are you well?
Very well indeed. You can see Big Mo sitting next to me. He's about to do his announcing as well. We're about an hour away from the start of the show here. I'm in black velvet tonight, I'm afraid. Maybe Tony Montana in that kind of gangster style, if you like, but I won't be doing all the naughty things that he got up to, obviously.
Good lad.
But,
Good lad.
obviously. But it's amazing to be here. 50th event for BKB tonight. They used to be just down the road, a couple of miles. We're right in downtown, beautiful James L. Knight Centre. We're in a big, big theatre tonight for their 50th event. 12 years ago, 14 years ago actually, they started the backyard brawls here. Kimbo Slice, the guy you're very fond of, Adam, you know, George Masvidal. Yeah, Jorge Masvidal. Dana 5000's here tonight with us. It's a very historic night tonight. Multinational event, 10 fights, 3 world title fights, all Hispanic, Latin American countries represented. Our very own Alan McCallum, the former Mr. Great Britain, whose wife threw him into a bare knuckle fight because he was misbehaving at home and drinking too much, fighting an amazing Armenian. We are set for a big night here.
What's the main event tonight, guys?
We have Alberto Blas, a Cuban, 7-0 in bare knuckles, 7 first-round knockouts. The super featherweight title for BKB against Harold McQueen, the former featherweight champion. He's called Lightning because he's got really fast hands. The Cubans are destroyers. Well, I cannot see this fight getting out of the second round, and most of these fights don't go beyond 2 or 3 rounds anyway.
Look at you, chasing violence around the world. Listen, before I let you crack on with your night's work, a little bit of a thought on the heavyweight news that's happened this week. Obviously, Tyson Fury announced his comeback. He's going to be taking on the big Murtazalia, and we've also got Makhmudov, Murtazalia, who Josh Kelly's just beaten, and we've also got the news that David Chisora and Deontay Wilder are going to be fighting each other too.
Yeah, you mentioned Murtazalia being remiss of me. Mo was just nudging me saying, Josh Kelly's just won, by the way. And so we were doing our run-throughs here. Congratulations to Josh Kelly. That's an amazing victory to win the super welterweight round. Tyson Fury on Netflix against Makhmudov. Big event. Netflix is the big news there. We've hinted that we've been on air together, Adam, that Fury and Joshua, I think, will end up on Netflix as well. Chisora and Wilder, that's just a fun fight. They'll fight in the cobbles, they'll sell the fights. Heavyweight division is on the move. Come on, Alexander, Usyk, sign a big fight. Come on, Fabio Wardley, get your next fight. And we're underway with the division, guys.
Listen, you stay off the tequila tonight. Yeah, I need you in full fighting spirit for Nick Ball next weekend.
I'll try. We're in Hispanic land.
I know you are. So, I know what it's like down there. You watch yourself, all right? Don't get yourself in any trouble.
Enjoy, gents. Enjoy the show.
There you go. That's live on the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel tonight. Tune in to see Gareth doing his thing as that bare knuckle event kicks off in Miami. And next week we will be in Liverpool together, bringing you live action of Nick Ball against Brendan Figueroa. That'll be an absolute cracking night of action. What did you make of the news this week of Big Del Boy? I know you like a little bit of Del Boy when he's doing his thing. Derek Chisora, Deontay Wilder. Is that something that appeals to you? A little bit of a slobber knocker?
Yeah, because Wilder was known for the most powerful puncher in the heavyweight division at one time.
Yeah.
And you know, Chisora, he's got all art. He will go out there fighting, until he can not swing anymore. and he likes a good slugfest. So I think this could be a good fight, an interesting fight, an entertaining fight.
I agree with what you just said there. I think this is going to be more about will than it is about skill. Both of these fellas, this is both of their 50th professional fight.
And I think it will probably be the last. Maybe for Derek, I think it's his last. I would never know how.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope that there's some conclusion. Because with all due respect to Derek, he marketed last time that it was his last dance. So this is going to be the last dance, hasn't it? And I think there was lots of talk that Deontay Wilder, for example, would get the Alexander Usyk fight, which I was well against. Because I don't think he's earned that right. I think those are the people that have got an opportunity, or should have the opportunity to fight in the main man in the division. From a Derek point of view, we talk that he might be fighting Fabio Wardley. Now, I understand the benefits of both of those matchups, both of those guys, but I like 50-50. And I also like people getting the opportunity to fight for world titles that have earned those opportunities. With all due respect to those two gentlemen, I don't think they're in that position right now. I think there's other fighters that are further ahead of them. So I like the fact that they've not used their profile to leapfrog the rankings. I like the fact that they're both in the exact same position, life and career-wise. It's a 50-50 competitive matchup. It's a slobber knocker, right? Who doesn't like watching a slobber knocker every now and again? It'll be great. The press conferences will be sensational. I hope that the fight absolutely delivers. I don't think it's going to last that long. I think they'll both absolutely knock the daylights out of each other, which is what we want, don't we? We want to sit there going, wow, this is amazing. We're all going home after 4 hours. Brilliant stuff.
We want to see some canvas hitting.
Exactly. Come on.
Referee counting. That's what I want to see.
Let that leather go. Come on, entertain. Well, it's the entertainment business, and I think that fight kind of ticks a lot of boxes when it comes to the entertainment business. It doesn't hurt anybody, and it's not holding anybody else's opportunity up, which I think is a massive, massive plus. What did you make of the news of Tyson Fury coming back this week? When I say coming back, did he ever really go?
That's the thing. It's not. It was always on the cards. It was just a PR stunt. He was never going to just call it a day. He loves the game. He loves it too much, and like I said, that Joshua, that's going to be the next big thing for Tyson. I think that's definitely on the cards.
Do you know something? I hope so. And I think that I genuinely think that was the direction that they were heading for this particular fight. But obviously, Anthony went through a horrific time over Christmas with the death of his two friends, and he's got to deal with that. And that might be a thing that is going to take a little bit of time for him to find some type of peace, if at all that he can find peace with something like that. So that's a battle that he's got going on right now. I wouldn't be surprised if that actually
spurs him on.
Well, it could go either way, couldn't it? It could spur him on, or it could be one of those where I'm thinking it's giving him a new perspective on life, and he's thinking.
Not only that, they were business partners.
Mate, these were best pals.
Yeah, and I think he would do a fight with Tyson, which would probably be the biggest fight, we probably recorded. It would do massive numbers because everybody wants to see it.
But Anthony's got to do it for the right reason. He can't just get in there. His head's got to be absolutely.
Of course, this is going to take a while before he gets to that place.
Yeah.
But the fact it would be a business opportunity as well for his late partners, his friends, and doing it for their behalf as well. I think there's going to be a lot of things coming into play with this, but it's not going to be a quick thing. It's going to be definitely later down the line.
I agree. Well, I think if it is something that does materialise, we're talking at the back end of the year. So from Fury's point of view, if he wants to fight, then he's got to get himself back in the ring with other people. Regarding the Man Rudolph fight, I think it's pretty straightforward for Fury. With all due respect to Man Rudolph, he's absolutely made for Tyson Fury. He can style off against him. I'll be dead honest. I think the fight between, from a casual fan's point of view, I think the fight between Chisora and Wilder is more interesting,
more entertaining.
Yeah, than Fury versus Magomedov. I think the Fury Magomedov fight is dead straightforward.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Horns.
Alright, well, on that note, let's finish on a positive, because as I said a little bit earlier on in the programme, as Gareth just alluded to there, Josh Kelly, fantastic performance tonight against Murtazaliev in the northeast of England. He was a heavy underdog. So many people ran away from Murtazaliev. They didn't want to fight him. And we're talking about some big prominent names. Some world champions in this division didn't fancy that. But Josh Kelly forced it, earned his right to be the number one with the IBF. Got his opportunity, forced the opportunity, went back and forth with Persbridge for ages, but he got it, and he got it in Newcastle. So congratulations to the matchroom for helping him out with that, and Wasserman, who've been with him along this journey. For him to put in the performance that he put in tonight, where he showed some magnificence, he showed some maturity. From 5 years ago when he was cast aside by the boxing world to where he is right now, it couldn't have happened to a nicer lad. He's grafted him and Adam Booth. So to have himself crowned as world champion this evening, I can't imagine what that feeling feels like, and he's absolutely deserved it. There's nothing better than when everybody's written you off, cast you to the side.
That man, it's the best.
And said, he's gone, he can't do it.
It's the best.
And then it might take a bit of time, and he's had to do it the long way, but he's there now.
It's the best. It's more sweet. That's better than doing it the normal route and everyone praising you. Yeah, you're going to be a star, and then you actually get there. But when you get cast aside, when people don't believe in you and don't give you the opportunities, and you just keep plugging away, and then finally you get to that point and you actually prove a lot of people wrong. It is the best.
Even tonight, he was a massive underdog against a very heavy hitter who's taking care of a lot of people in this division. He was absolutely fantastic. So congratulations, Josh. Enjoy the night. I tell you what, this is so nice tomorrow in Newcastle.
They're not a party up there, don't they? They'll be bouncing down the old out the quayside tonight. They'll be enjoying. Well, maybe not the football side of it after what they just witnessed with their team against Liverpool. But definitely those that have been watching the whole they'll be out and enjoying themselves. We're going to give you a preview of what's coming up in the football tomorrow because there's a massive game taking place. In two parts of the country, yeah, I will say that. I think the Man United Fulham game is a big game, but the Spurs Man City game for the title implications is absolutely gigantic. We'll get stuck into it next.
Thanks, Peter. Coming up, we've got live racing from Newcastle under the Friday night lights. Then 3 unmissable race meets live on Saturday, followed by 2 blockbuster racing fixtures live on Sunday. And don't forget, more live racing at Kempton on Monday. Tuesday, we go continental with a huge Chantilly race car live from...
Sometimes a break isn't a bad idea, you know. So, if ever you want to take time out from betting, use Paddy Power's Take a Break tool to pause your account. Paddy Power.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be inside a bowl of green soup, floating on a blanket of thick tomatoey goodness, the aromas tickling your nostrils, a crispy little human crouton drifting off, getting lost in the soup? Bathe in comfort. It has to be Heinz.
Whether you're singing songs dressed as a traffic cone at the Alley Pally, roaring yourself hoarse on the first day of Cheltenham, or hugging a complete stranger after a 98-minute win, at Virgin Bet, we always want you to have a great time, without losing track of your betting. So whilst there's no such thing as a dead third, it's a good bet will help you keep it fun and safe. Visit our safer gambling hub for more info. Virgin Bet, a good bet. Bet responsibly. 18+. Gambleaware.org.
Whatever you need, configure your perfect PC or laptop at PC Specialist. Visit pcspecialist.co.uk.
January. A month of no sun, no carbs, no sugar, and no commission on your investments with IG. That's more like it. Plus, get up to £2,000 cash back when you transfer your portfolio. Search IG.com and start the year the right way. IG. Trade, invest, progress. Your capital is at risk. Other fees may apply. New customers only. Offer valid until 31st of January 2026 on eyesight GIA or SIP accounts. T's and C's apply.
Whatever kind of football fan you are, talkSPORT and the Coral Daily Download are here for it to celebrate the fans every day. Whether you're a front-row seater or a prawn sandwich eater, a half-and-half staff wearer or a lifelong faithful torch bearer, a retro shirt for every game or bare-chested, even in the rain. For all the latest news, reaction and odds this season, don't miss the Coral Daily Download. Every morning from 6 on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Get your feet off the table. It's the Sports Bar Weekender.
Big day of football tomorrow. Of course, talkSPORT will be right across it with games throughout the course of the day. We're going to start. We're going to go backwards to forwards. We're going to start with the game at 4:30, which kicks off at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The Spurs are hosting Manchester City. Last 2 results at this ground. City have got the job done. But traditionally,
This has been Spurs' fixture. I think they won 4 on the spin at home to City without conceding the goal. Of course, earlier on this season they beat them at the Etihad. They beat them at the Etihad last season, so there's a potential bit of bogey team in the sky there. Maybe it's the style of which these two teams play. Spurs like it a little bit more often, and City absolutely offer that. How are you seeing this one, mate?
I just can't see anything past a Man City win.
Really?
Yeah.
Given everything that I've just said.
Yeah, but listen, Spurs right now, they're just so inconsistent.
But they're good in Champions League.
Yeah, but are they really though? Are they really? Are they really?
Are you talking about level of opposition?
Correct. They drew to Monaco, they lost to PSG. Okay, they beat Dortmund, they only won bit, but the rest they played.
They played
Drew to.
Yeah, right. I get it. Anyway, they played 4 sides there that should beat them.
Yeah, 4 sides of the bottom 6, isn't it? No, I'm just saying.
It's not foreign birds, you don't want to know tonight, do you?
I just think in the league, I just think Spurs right now, yes, they've had the better run over City over the past couple of years, but actually right now, I don't think that's going to continue. I just can't see it. The performances, especially at home. If they was playing away, you might go, oh, you know, that's good. Their home record at the minute is terrible.
How big are the signings of Gay and Semenyo for City at this stage of the season?
If Spurs didn't have, City didn't have a terrible start this season, those signings would be Premier League winning. If they had a better little start, those signings right now.
You think they could turn it?
100%.
Only 4 points. Well, it's now the moment it's 7 because of the win today. But do you think they can turn up 4 points?
100%, because the reason I say that is because Arsenal have still got to go to that team.
Yeah, they've got to play each other.
They've still got, City win that. It's game on. I'm saying, if it's neck and neck all the way until then, I know it's April, a lot of games still to play in that time, but we're just, for argument's sake, that it's, we're going neck in neck and then you have to go to Etihad to get a point or some points. It's possible. Semenyo, we've seen what he's doing at Bournemouth, and now he's in a team who's going to have more of the ball, create more chances, always be on the front foot. He's Premier League proven, and he's already came in and he's been like he's been there for years. He just literally got going, scoring goals, making a difference, and then you've got Mark Gay, who's an absolute top professional footballer, top professional person, and you make any team better in the back, and that's what they needed because they were leaking goals. Where you could get out City now like you were coming for, and now they've brought in someone who knows the Premier League and is proving as well. I think is 2 for 80 million. That is a bargain, absolute bargain.
How much pressure is on Thomas Frank tomorrow?
Oh,
given their recent form in the league, in particular, Champions League probably going to save any goal anyway. The league form's got to improve.
It's got to improve. Yeah, he's under a lot of pressure. He's under a lot of pressure. Yes, the Champions League is helping him out, but if you speak to their fans, they're not happy. And we've seen when you watch the games how quickly they turn. Not only on Thomas, on the players, the booing in individuals, and if they're not taking this game and really taking it to City and then giving something, like if they lose, okay, but if the display's not good and they get runts and they get punts, and they get a good one in it, then they will flip. And he's on thin ice. Thomas Frank is on thin ice.
Do you fancy City?
Yeah.
Go on.
I'm going to go 2-0.
It feels routine. It does, but I hope it's not. I hope it's an action-packed, entertaining game.
No, it probably will be action-packed, but I just think it's going to be 2-0.
Okay. Earlier on in the day, Manchester United have taken on Fulham. Now, last couple of weeks,
this is...
What are you doing on that? Manchester United have been doing a bit the last couple of weeks, haven't they? They did well. Yes, big results. But they're against teams that they are easy to get up for. With all due respect to Fulham, this is a game that you've got to get yourself up for. Fulham are in good form. They will fancy this at Old Trafford. This, for me, is the first proper test for Manchester. Right, can you get your lads up for it? Can you organise this? Can you beat a team that might be a little bit cagey and not be coming at you wanting to be a roller?
Yeah, I totally agree. You know how you're going to set up when you're going to play Man City. You know your tactics. You know like when you go to Arsenal, you're going to try. you're going to play on the back foot a little bit, you know, and your chances are going to
concede the ball.
Yeah, you have it, man. Yeah, you break his that. When we get it, we work to manage it. So now, this is now Carrick's right. We've got to take that game to Fulham. But,
having said that, with what I've just said, against Man City, they did take it to City, didn't they? United went front foot and they took it to City.
Yeah, Man City were shell-shocked. They couldn't believe what was going on. I think this is going to be a Man United win.
Yeah.
I think the way Carrick's got them playing, they're riding this wave. This momentum, this shift now in mentality and in the confidence that they've got now under Carrick. I think a lot of shackles are being removed and they're playing with freedom and they look happy playing. So I think this will be, I'm not saying it's going to be the old Man United, but it's going to be the Man United we should expect moving forward.
Well, they haven't got the personnel to be the old Manchester United.
Not yet.
But they can absolutely channel some of the spirit of the old Manchester United.
Well, they've got some,
I have it.
Going forward, they've got some quality players. And Wemo,
yeah,
great player. Numbers fantastic. Jeff Kuno, great player. So it's got Arsenal, you've got Bruno, one of the best midfielders in the league.
The best in the league.
So they've got players. They've got a good team. Obviously, yeah.
Do you fear for him a little bit in midfield?
Yes. If you look at, but he's been surprised, hasn't he? One time we were talking about Casemiro and his legs have gone, and now all of a sudden he looks, prime Casemiro, Real Madrid. But yeah, they are a little bit lighter there. If you're looking at Casemiro and Maino, but he's been, since he's come back into the frame, he looks.
Well, he should be fresh there. Yeah, playing all season.
But yeah, if you're talking about anywhere, you would go probably the midfield and need a little bit more stability.
Yeah, but their wing wizard in Patrick is now out injured, which is obviously a kick because he's been brilliant the last couple of games, hasn't it? So therefore they've got to obviously try and come up with a solution for that. Like I said, I think this is a big test for Michael Carrick, but equally, if you look at form guide, Fulham are red hot, mate, right now, really very similar to where Manchester United, right? They've got some good wins, a few draws in there, they set up well, got some lads that are doing some serious bits. I know it's away from home, I know it's Old Trafford. This could be a feather in the cap for them.
No, it could be. It's and Fulham are a tricky team. They're a really tricky team. Like I said, they've got some good individuals, but as a team, they're all organised. They don't give a lot away. They've got some solid defenders. Harry Wilson, all of a sudden, has just found some great form. One of their star players. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy game for them. And I think you're absolutely spot on. Out of all the games that they played, this is probably going to be the toughest test because they're expected to win.
Forest Crystal Palace. They've had a little bit of back and forth. Everybody's talking about their centre forward, but now all of a sudden AC Milan are in for Mateta, aren't they, and what have you. How do you see this one?
I just can't. Palace, they've just literally gone down this spiral. I think everything's just fallen apart. You've got the manager leaving.
It feels like a soap opera, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, captain staying, then he's leaving, then you've got the striker. At the minute, it just looks like there's a lot of chaos going surrounding Crystal Palace, and you kind of see it in the results, and literally just going backwards at the minute. So, John Dyche's came in instead of the ship of Forest. They look steady again. So I think Forest is going to win this one.
Action back there of action, which you can't wait on talkSPORT tomorrow for how all those games start to play out. Like I said, big ramifications for the title. At 4:30, Tottenham Hotspur hosting Manchester City. Thank you very much for your company this evening, much appreciated. Throughout the course of the week, there'll be plenty of fallout, and there'll be lots more boxing chat as well throughout the course of the week. I've no doubt Josh Kelly will feature on talkSPORT, celebrating becoming world champion. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
Listen up, football fans. BetMGM brings Vegas entertainment to the biggest games and the biggest names. Because when it comes to betting on football, we're in a league of our own, baby. Offers? Oh, you know we got offers. Like bet £10 and get £40 in free bets. BetMGM. It's showtime. New customers only. Wagering requirements and conditions apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Summer is calling. Book early for your trip to Turkey and get the most out of your holiday. Visit GoTurkeyAid.com now and discover unforgettable experiences. Plan your summer getaway to Turkey today.
Love sports? So do we! At
Sporting Life, we give you access to premium sports betting insights, and it's all completely free. Whether it's the thrill of the race or the excitement of the big match, we're here because every moment matters. Join Sporting Life today to enhance your betting experience with in-depth analysis, exclusive content, and the latest form and stats. When it comes to sports, we're on your side. Search Sporting Life.
It might be cold outside, but things are really warming up at the Wren Winter Sale, with red-hot prices on our high-quality, fully built kitchens and fitted bedrooms. Right now, there's up to 60% off fully built kitchens and all bedroom units, plus up to 7 years interest-free credit. Made for making you feel warm inside, whatever the weather. Wren, made for living. Visit your nearest Wren showroom. Offers apply when you buy 5 or more kitchen units or 3 or more bedroom units. Finance subject to status and minimum spend.
They say go big or go home, but now you can go big at home with the Big Arch on delivery. That's right, the Big Arch is back and it's here to stay. Big Arch for big McDonald's hunger, all in the McDonald's app. Served from 11 a.m. 18 plus. Service fee and small fee may apply. Upcharges apply to delivery orders, subject to availability, price and participation may vary.
Whether you're singing songs dressed as a traffic cone at the Ali Pali, roaring yourself hoarse on the first day of Cheltenham, or hugging a complete stranger after a 98-minute win, at Virgin Bet, we always want you to have a great time, without losing track of your betting. So whilst there's no such thing as a dead third, it's a good bet will help you keep it fun and safe. Visit our Safer Gambling Hub for more info. Virgin Bet, a good bet. Bet responsibly. 18 plus. Gambleaware.org.
On DAB, online, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT. talkSPORT.
I'm Steve Forbes with your Sport News update. Eddie Howe's told us it was always going to be difficult for Newcastle once they allowed Anfield to come alive.
This is a stadium that you don't want to ignite the supporters, and we've kept them relatively quiet by a really strong start to the game. As you say, we scored a great goal, but we didn't do our jobs, of course, and then we let them score, and then it's very difficult from that point onwards.
Liverpool came from behind to win 4-1, leapfrogging Manchester United into fifth. Mikel Arteta says he doesn't expect Bukayo Saka to be out for long, as the winger missed Arsenal's 4-0 win over Leeds to go 7 points clear. Chelsea are up to fourth, but Liam Rossini has blamed his squad choice for their first half display against West Ham, with the Blues ultimately coming back to win at Stamford Bridge.
I needed to make the changes because the energy the lads put into Napoli, the distances we ran in that game, I needed to make the changes. It didn't work in the first half, but the character, resilience and quality of the players in the second half, it was a magnificent second half performance.
It's understood that AC Milan feel they've got an agreement in principle to sign Palace striker Jean-Philippe Mateta, so long as the Eagles secure a replacement before Monday's transfer deadline. In the Championship, Borough now only trail Coventry on goal difference following their win over Norwich, with Frank Lampard's side beaten by QPR. Elsewhere, Hearts have extended their lead at the top of the Scottish Premiership to 7 points with a 3-0 win at Dundee United. And one of Novak Djokovic or Carlos Alcaraz will make tennis history on Sunday when they meet in the Australian Open final. Djokovic is gunning for a record 25th major singles title, while Alcaraz is aiming to become the youngest men's player to win all 4 Grand Slams.
talkSPORT. News.
Millions of newly released documents linked to the late paedophile Jeffrey Epstein are again putting the King's brother under scrutiny. And the UK and Japan have agreed to improve cooperation on cybersecurity and the supply of critical minerals.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Come rain or shine, we've got your electric car covered with 400 EV ready sensors, so you can drive away happy every time.
Sunday will be cloudy with further outbreaks of rain moving eastwards during the day.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.
Hello, I'm Matt Ford, and this is How to Win the World Cup with talkSPORT. Between now and next summer's tournament, I'll be joined by the great and the good from the world of football to find out what it takes to win the greatest prize on earth. In today's episode, we're talking goal scorers.
And another one too, Ronaldo! What a goal! It's 2 goals for Ronaldo! Ronaldo has done it! A hat-trick for Portugal!
Hey! 2-1 to England! Captain
We've got World Cup winner Cleverson alongside us to discuss the one and only Ronaldo.
Ronaldo is it's a king, no? I think it's not only about like quality, it's not only about like technique, you know? It's a personal, you know what I mean? And when he's playing, there's a lot of passion for football.
And to help me along the way is comedian Elliot Steele.
I'm a realistic person. We're probably not going to do it. We haven't learned anything from from getting to those finals. It's hard to win these tournaments. They come round one every 4 years.
Elliot, thanks for coming on How to Win the World Cup.
Thank you. Yes, there's one area of expertise I have is having never won an award in comedy. I think I should be on a show talking about how to win, probably the hardest thing to win in sport.
But you've seen other people win.
I've seen other people win, so therefore I'm qualified. That's I should watch someone do brain surgery and be like, yeah, I should be on a podcast talking about how to do that as well, like how to do brain surgery. And then yeah, I'll give it a go.
That will be the second series of this, where we talk to neuroscientists. Elliot, you're well known as a comedian, particularly, I would say, for your viral videos of you destroying audience members. Am I safe?
You are, of course you're very safe, Matt. I'm sure you've had to deal with, like, especially in the run-up to Christmas, where people go out. I think there's, like, the same level in, like, the terms of football, where you're like, yeah, I could do that. You know when someone in the game goes, yeah, I could score that. The same way you have people who go to comedy gigs, they've never been before, and have, like, 8 pints and go, I could do that. So they start shouting out and giving it a go, and then not realising you're ruining everyone's night. The same way if I was to play football, I would go on, like, because I've always wondered, like, how long would I be on the pitch for in, like, a Premier League game until everyone realised this guy can't play football? Even in my fantasy, I'm never lifting the World Cup. I'm always, like, a fan favourite at the club, but I had to go, at the age of 28, was sent to the Turkish leagues. Yeah, he had a bit of ability, but he just didn't try hard off the pitch.
But who knows? As a fan, you might get to watch England win it. What was the first World Cup you remember?
I remember it was 2002, Japan, Korea. Yeah, mine was 2002. No, I remember my dad.
So I think the first time I saw that laptop in my life, I bring it to the World Cup, but I remember it just one time.
Think you can still got him? Yeah. He says, no, man, tell me Clark is over there. Tell me what the time. I says, 11:30. He said, oh, well, I'll back then up till 11:30 tomorrow. We get
pre-season, and then a lot of stuff's going on here. That's why I got some struggling to get in on the interview.
Got to log into the Wi-Fi. What's Brazilian Wi-Fi like?
He's always in his trouble. He's not fat like your country.
So, Clemson, you won the World Cup in 2002. I mean, what's the rest of your life like?
Turn off and turn it back on again. You put my fingers near it. You can hear it, but when you're warm, you can't.
That's a friend, new friend. No.
No, come on, stop fucking about this. For fuck's sake.
I'll tell you what, you want what?
You know, man, just not now. Come on.
Right. A good striker from a great striker from someone like Ronaldo.
Let's be back to normal. Fucking madness. Too much fucking madness going on.
All about right from technique, it's a personal, you know what I mean? Ronaldo is a guy really personal. When he's playing, has a lot of passion for football. And then I remember those times, all defenders get carried to Mark Ronaldo because he can do a lot of stuff. The drills, he really has the samba on his feet, you know what I mean? Especially when they go 1v1 with the goalkeeper, he always calm, he always has a patient, he always knows where to kick the ball, where he's dribbling, That's what makes him special.
And do you think with great goal scorers, obviously they need that technical ability, but how much of that extra bit is the mindset?
I think those guys they were really cold on the front of the goal. They put the old pressure on the goalkeeper. It's just that's the moment the striking one. They want to get in the face of the goalkeeper and then just think about the goals, put the ball inside the net.
I mean, do they basically have to be psychopaths? Do they have to not feel human emotion to be immune to pressure?
No, I don't think so. I think those guys for pressure, it's gets somewhat away from them, Because if you have a pressure, imagine he cannot score those goals, he cannot dribbling, And then it's really fun to remember Ronaldo 2002 because he played it on a good level with an injury on the knee, with a 2 month on working on the preseason so he get it better, And then he played in a level no one could play in 2002, That's why he makes so special. That's why he's he makes so much passion for football.
And when you first came into the squad and met him, was that were you quite starstruck in that moment?
Man, I had some nerves on the split. Yeah. I said, yeah, is it Ronaldo? Oh, Jesus, I can't believe I sit down close to him. And then when first time he talked to me, he said, whoa, no, you talk to me. What should I say? Whoa. It's so much things going on now. I'm so young at that time, And then I sit close to the guys, Ronaldo, Roberto, Rivaldo. It's totally a dream for me that time.
Did you guys have any during the, because I've always wondered this, there must be so much pressure on you, but was there after you've won it, I bet there must be the most amazing night out ever after.
We were still that night, man. We were still that night.
Chill.
It was yeah, because we always remember that. We have a group on WhatsApp, and sometimes we always talk at those times, because there's a lot of things going on that night.
Obviously, we want to believe that you had the greatest party on earth, not just went home and had a cup of tea.
Yeah, just went back to the hotel, one beer. That's a bit done. I've got an early flight back tomorrow.
Yeah. We had some guy in the group, Zompeta. He played for Paris also, played for Corinthians. This guy, you guys should have talked to him. Like he has a great history about 2002. He always took a lot of stuff, and he's still doing his party.
And have you kept all your stuff? Have you kept like your shirt and your medal and your boots, your socks?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have just the shirt, the medal, you know. But the cleats, the socks, I'm so young at that time. I always think, okay, it's just play a game. I don't imagine at that time, like, how is it tough to win the World Cup, you know? And that's why it doesn't have so much stuff I put in my house, no?
Do you remember the Nike advert in the airport where all the Brazil team were kicking the ball about? Were you in that advert?
Oh, man, I was really behind. No, just a little flash in the me, you know? Also, I was like the best. One of the couldn't see me. That's it.
So you got some free Nike stuff out of it?
Yeah, it's a great time. I just can say it was a good time.
I love how obsessed you are with the free stuff you must get for doing the World Cup.
Well, that doesn't make me so
really bad. Matt doesn't want to win a trophy, he just wants all the the little gift bag that comes.
Yeah, I just want an iPad and a Brazil top. That's what everyone wants, isn't it?
Hello, I'm a National Lottery scratch card. Over 5 people a second ring with me. That's like 30 winners since I started talking. Well, 12 more, 14. 20, wow!
Is there a win in store for you? Play the National Lottery Scratch Card today. Winners is an average set. Stream big, play small. Rules apply. Players must be 18 or over.
The Super Bowl is coming to 5. After the electrifying playoffs, the Seattle Seahawks take on the New England Patriots in a battle for glory. He's gonna go the distance. Watch it for free on 5. The night where anything can happen. Listen to the show. The Super Bowl, Sunday the 8th of February at 10:30. Watch free on 5.
The all-electric Ford E-Transit Custom, loaded with doing power. And now, you could win one. Take a test drive in any Transit Custom to enter and be in with a chance of winning a Ford E-Transit Custom. Search Win a Ford E-Transit Custom and book online. To enter, take a test drive between the 1st of January and the 28th of February. Ready, set, Ford. T's and C's apply. 25 plus only. For details, see ford.co.uk.
Don't undercall it, because the big arch is back, and this time it's here to stay. It used to be cheddar cheese and that big arch sauce. Hungry? You're on air. Order delivery on the McDonald's app. Serve from 11 a.m. Upcharges are please apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability, price and participation may vary. Go result.
Thanks, Peter. Coming up, we have league action live on Friday night, followed by 3 more games live on Saturday, then 2 more massive games live on Sunday, and don't forget league action live on Monday night. Then it's over to Europe for the big one, live on Tuesday, then the even bigger one, live on Wednesday, then it's the other European competition.
Sometimes a break isn't a bad idea. So, if ever you want to take time out from betting, use Paddy Power's Take a Break tool to pause your account. Paddy Power. 18 plus to get the lawyer.
Can't get enough of Virgin Radio's 90s, noughties and bangers. Craving more Chris Evans?
It's a fantastic lineup.
Or need more Hugh Morgan in your life?
I do what I do. Go to Virgin Radio.
Download the free Virgin Radio app and never miss a minute of all your favourite Virgin Radio shows.
I love it. Can't get enough of it.
You can listen live and you can listen back to every show from the last 7 days of Virgin Radio. Plus, seamlessly swipe between all the stations in the Virgin Radio network, including Virgin Radio Legends, Virgin Radio Chill, and Virgin Radio 80s. Do yourself a favour and download the free Virgin Radio app from the App Store or Google Play today. All right.
I say, it's a well-to-do Wednesday night of live League Cup football on talkSPORT. The champs of Manchester City have been take on the champs of Newcastle. Big match, Ronaldo and Liverpool begins at 7. With kick-off at 8 p.m. sharp. It's a splendiferous Wednesday night of live League Cup football on the nation's favourite talkSPORT.
Just thinking about goal scorers, Cleverson, do you think you could teach? Obviously, you couldn't teach me to be as good as Ronaldo, But Elliot's more athletic than me, to be fair, and younger.
I'm not good at football, so that's not.
Could you give, in an afternoon, could you teach Elliot and I stuff that would make us a better goal scorer?
Oh my God, it's impossible because it's a natural.
What? Because of us two,
It's like a one look at us.
No, it's not only this, but you have to be naturally like you're born with this, you know what I mean? That's the God get gifted to you, and then you just go on the field and enjoy, you know? It's really difficult like to get someone like and trick them like to kick the ball like Ronaldo or Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi. Those guys like you just are just born with it.
Are there people you see who sometimes have that talent, but then like maybe don't train like they would train or something, where you go like, oh, they've got it, but they might not have like the patience to sit around and do the training that comes along with it?
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that, you know. They have a lot of quality, a lot of talent, but they don't have like the same thing like Cristiano Ronaldo has, you know, like Ronaldo has. Those guys, they're not like working through the right direction, you know. They all make players think about like on the moment, you know, just the moment they have, you know. Just like the day, the game, just never think about like what's going on like in 2 weeks, like 3 weeks, you know what I mean? And the Ronaldo and Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, those guys, they all speak like a forward, you know what I mean? That's why they put them in a different level.
Where would you fall into that group? Were you very studious? Did you do everything in your power, or were you a little bit less intense about it?
Be honest, I'm the guy like connect like those top guys, no? I'm never gonna be the same as those guys, but you're just behind to help those guys produce the level they can produce, you know what I mean? That's the connection in the players at my level has to be doing, you know? That's the thing happened on the Brazilian national team. We don't have we have the guys in the Brazilian national team. They wanna be like Neymar. They wanna be like Ronaldo. They wanna be They need like to do the thing, make those guys better. You know what I mean? You have to put like in yourself in a good position to help those guys, not to make it the same the level of those guys. You know what I mean? That's why when I go to World Cup 2002, and that's why I got more space, because I never think okay, I can play the same level Ronaldo, I can play the same level Ronaldinho. Those guys are far away from me, you know what I mean? But I was thinking, okay, how can I have those guys that play the good level? That's the thing I just have in my mind.
Obviously, historically, Brazil have produced some great strikers, but it's been quite a while since we've seen a superstar striker from Brazil. Why do you think that is?
Brazil it's changed a lot now, you know what I mean? Like the years like when I was a kid, when I was born, have Ronaldo, we can see Socrates, we can see Falcão, we can see a lot of good players, you know what I mean? But the generation now is a little bit different now, you know what I mean? They have a different view on about like football, you know? They are super young, they value so much, they go Europe super early, you know what I mean? It's a big difference now, because years ago, you have to play like in your club in Brazil, you have to win the trophy, you have to put big name, so you can at 20, 23 years old, then you go away for Brazil, no? Now we Esteban just play a good tournament, good level, he's a good player, just 18 years old, he goes to Chelsea, you know what I mean? He's a super young player, he's a talent player, you know what I mean? But if he stays in Brazil, he can play a little bit more, he can go face more players in Brazil. He can get a good level to go to Europe.
So England, coming to England is ruining Brazilian talent. This has all been part, obviously, of our long game plan. To make the Premier League the best league in the world, the international talent here, and then make them mediocre. To reduce your point in World Cup.
And still not win a World Cup for every guy.
Yeah, that's the part of the plan that we struggle with.
Because Premier League is a really tough competition, you know what I mean? You guys make good players also, but it's a different league from Brazil.
Is it frustrating that you're not seeing like that sometimes players are not wanting to play for the clubs that they're in their home country and stuff, they immediately want to leave and come over to the Premier League? Is that quite frustrating to see?
Yes, because in the Premier League, players in the Premier League, they play in a year 45 games, 38 games in a year, something like that. Like in in Brazil, players in Brazil, they play like 65 games in a year. You know what I mean? It's
65.
Yes. If like if you go to Flamengo, get some play for Flamengo, he has like 6-8 games in a year. You know what I mean? There's a lot of games. There's a lot like a challenge. A lot like things going on. You know what I mean? That's why I told you like the difference to play in Brazil and playing in England.
Well, we're always running it.
We're always getting upset about that. Yeah.
Brazil's crazy. Like we always get a lot of discussion here about like so much games and players playing in Brazil because like if you're like a top player playing Flamengo and Palmeiras, you start the year like the competition starts beginning of January, like 20th January into like December, and then you have to play like at least 5 top tournament. You know what I mean? It's really difficult for players. So many games.
Does that not like? Do you not think that maybe the longevity of players then, or are you just like, no, that's better for them?
It's that the thing. Like couple players like can get some advantage on that. You know what I mean? Because you always play all the face, but it's for your body. You know what I mean? For your like real level competition, you can do not much. You know what I mean? Because you always have to rotate. You always have to be like in a good shape. Players in Brazil, it's really difficult to have a good life inside the soccer. I mean, because you're always in the traveling, you're always in a hotel, you're always in a game. It's a really big challenge for the players.
What about this tournament then, and Brazilian strikers? Is Nottingham Forest's Igor Jesus in the driving seat to lead the line for Brazil, or should we be looking out for someone else?
Be honest, I really like Igor Jesus. He has a good tournament in Brazil, like for Botafogo. Also, when he played in the FIFA World Club, he played it so well. I think he's a perfect fit like for Premier League because he's a number 9. He's a really like a danger in the box. He's like easy. He can hold the ball. He can attack the ball. He can do a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? But it has to be a little bit careful so he can adapt on that, you know what I mean? And also he can move well for the team, you know, in the Premier League.
And obviously, being English, we're obsessed with Harry Kane. What's his reputation abroad? Do people in Brazil rate him?
They love him. They love him because he's a goal scorer, you know? When you as a coaching, like you talk about top players, the score players, we always talk about him because he did the work like to score goals, play for the team. You know what I mean? You can see like he's moving on the field. He always opened space for someone. He always like try to do so much good stuff for the English national team. You know, he's a proper player, and in my opinion, he's a real like example for like for new generation as strikers.
And what about Haaland then? Because he's the best striker the Premier League's seen for a long time. His stats are unbelievable. But just having a great goal scorer in a World Cup, do you need more elements? For a country like Norway, is Haaland enough to win it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, make a lot of people so, like maybe upset on that, you know, because we want to see like Haaland like a player in the World Cup, you know what I mean? But the problem like he doesn't have the good squad so can make this happen, you know what I mean? It's unfortunately it's sort of like upset for everyone. Imagine you can see like Haaland to play the World Cup like on a good level. The thing is did it for City, the thing he can do for his country. But show like it's not about one, no. It has to be like more than one player so can help the country to get the World Cup. It's not be easy. It's not be easy to be like to go to the World Cup. Now it has more clubs to join, but it's not easy.
What you're saying is he needs a Cleberson.
Yeah. I cannot help his more, you know what I mean? But however, that time I could have helped him at that time, no? I could pass the ball to him, I could have been standing, you know what I mean?
So I'll now hand you over to my best man, Eddie. Wow, wow, wow. Second time's a charm, eh, Billy boy? Oh, God. Substitution courtesy of Paddy Power. Embarrassing Eddie makes way for sensible Samuel. God, that was close. You might not always pick the right starter, but your sub can still deliver. Because with Paddy's Super Sub, your bet rolls over to the player coming on. Paddy Power. Valid on selected leagues and markets only. Pre-match and in-play bets on qualifying player and outcome selections only. T's and C's and exclusions apply. See Plus Campbell.org.
I'm Linda, proud mum of Team GB's Emily Campbell. I know from watching my daughter through the years, the slog of training can get ugly. That's why Quaker is the perfect sponsor for Team GB. Because even though their porridge looks flipping ugly, it's the ugly stuff, the real stuff, that fuels us. Quaker, deliciously real, deliciously ugly, sponsor of Team GB.
On your marks, get set, go hybrid. The new Toyota Aygo Cross Hybrid. More oomph than a Friday feeling, and smoother than your last online date. More confidence, more go. In a new hybrid engine with 0% APR representative over 24 months. The new Toyota Aygo Cross Hybrid. Go on. Visit your local Toyota centre. Price on £21,595. Available on Toyota PCP when financed through Toyota Financial Services by 31st March 2026. Optional final payment indemnities may be required. See website conditions apply.
We, the podcast, in order to establish opinion, the inside take,
provide for the common sense and secure the blessings of our listeners,
do ordain and establish
the state of it, USA.
Join our Washington editor Katie Balls and Times columnist Gerard Baker as they unravel American politics in the state of it, USA. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
He's having a blinder. He's clipped the post. He's looking formidable. Then substitution. His game might be over, but yours isn't. With Betfair's Safe Zone, your bet simply rolls onto the player coming on. Playing a different league with Betfair. Valid on selected leagues and markets only. Applies to singles, multiples, and bet builder bets on qualified player outcome selections. Does not apply to odds boosts, T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus gamblerware.org.
Jim White and Simon Jordan on talkSPORT. High-powered, high-thinking, high-octane radio.
Join me, Jim White, tomorrow morning from 10. It's transfer deadline day, and you'll hear all the fastest transfer stories and breaking news with me and Simon Jordan.
Hard-edged, hard-nosed, hard to beat.
We will be first. We'll be on the ball for you. Everything that's going on in the world of transfers, first and fastest.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Disagree to disagree.
Tomorrow morning from 10.
On talkSPORT.
Hello, I'm Matt Ford, and this is How to Win the World Cup with talkSPORT. Between now and this summer's tournament in America, I'll be joined by the great and the good from the world of football to find out what it takes to win the most coveted prize in sport. In today's episode, we're talking managing the expectation of a nation.
England leave battered and bruised. They finished bottom of a World Cup group for the first time ever. Right footed. Oh, he's pushing it over the bar. He's missed it. Felt as though 2022 had a real possibility of being the year. And like so many before it, it isn't the year.
I've got World Cup winner Cleverson alongside me once again. He's had to deal with the pressure of playing for Brazil.
Some fans in the airport just wait for to scream at us, say bad word. They say, you guys lost, you guys suck. It's Brazilian fans, they're really fans of football, you know what I mean?
And to help me today is the phenomenal comedian Paul McCaffrey.
You know, this era has been sort of pretty good for us with the sort of last two Euros and the World Cup, so there's been a lot to be happy about, but, you know, we've just never had our day in the sun, have we?
Do you cry with football?
Not really, no.
Well, you look surprised that I described you as a phenomenal comedian then. That's really...
Wow, straight in.
But you did!
I did, yeah.
Sounds like a
Thank you.
nick.
Yeah. I'm so used to you sort of roasting me that it just kind of, yeah. So it was a surprise, the element of surprise.
But it's true.
It's like a positive ambush. I didn't see it coming. I was braced for a sort of metaphorical kick in the face, and I actually got a hug.
There you go. You see, didn't manage your expectations.
I didn't, yeah.
Prepared for the wrong scenario.
Absolutely right, yeah.
So as an England fan, we've watched a lot of football matches
We
together.
have. We've been to Wembley on numerous occasions, yeah.
Are you similar to me, or am I more optimistic than you?
No, I think you are way more optimistic than me. I think you always sort of go into the World Cup with a kind of like childlike excitement, which is great. I think over the years I have learned to sort of go in with low expectations. The problem with the World Cup is, no matter how you start off, at some point, it's like when we do the Edinburgh Festival, you go, I'm not going to worry about it this year, I'm just going to take it easy, and then a weekend you're like, what was I thinking? Yeah. And I think the World Cup is very similar to that. You sort of go and go, well, if I go in with low expectations, I can't be disappointed.
Well, we're going to talk to one who has won it. How do you cope with the pressure of an expectant nation in the World Cup?
Was this a statement performance that England fans have been calling out for? Where are we on the sensation meter today?
We're going to win the World Cup. We're going to win the World Cup.
I always thought there was something missing with Southgate. I just felt Gareth couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't feel that with Thomas Tuchel. So, with that in mind, I'm thinking we can go one stage further, and that one stage further is, of course, winning the World Cup.
You won't like me for this. I think England are going to challenge like never before to win it under Tuchel.
Why would I not like you for that? I agree.
Because everybody just laughs and says, yeah, we hear that every time. Of course, he's gone for the obvious answer.
The question for you, Jermaine, is should we be excited by this England team?
I think so. I think when Tuchel came in, there's a lot of murmurs of is he the right man, being German, and I think performances have told us that he is the right man.
Okay, to talk about managing the expectation of an entire nation, we're joined again by our good friend, World Cup winner Cleverson, who of course won it in 2002. Cleverson, did you feel the weight of expectation in 2002?
I was super keen at that time, you know. The expectation, like, to be there, just like an expectation, you know what I mean? I don't think, like, the pressure so much on me at that time, because the players I have around me is so much good players, no? It's those players, they have a little bit, like, expectation and pressure, but at that time, I'm just a kid, you know? I just want to enjoy the whole time in 2002.
Do you know what, even now, you feel like a man, I mean, this is a great compliment, a man who feels zero pressure in life at all.
Well, I'll be honest, like, life always brings, like, a pressure to you, you know? But you need to accept those pressure, you know what I mean? Like, especially, like, a football player, like, coach, that kind of stuff, if you want to, like, work in, like, a big environment, you have to accept the pressure, you know what I mean? Just do your the best, like, prepare for the moment, you know, work hard, and then make the things work, you know?
It does help if you're a footballing genius as well. All those things, they fall into place a bit easier if you're really good at football. So what was the expectation of the Brazilian people going into 2002? Obviously, you'd won it in USA 94, you lose in the final in 1998. Was it minimum final for the Brazilian people? Is that what they expected?
Yeah, because what happened in 2002, like, after Brazil lost 98 against France in the final, they started to move the new generation players, you know what I mean? And then on 2002, they have a lot of expectation, like, to bring a Romario on the squad, you know? But Ronaldo, on that time, his flight, he had, like, a great moments before the injuries, but he's recovered well. And then when you get to the World Cup, like, the expectation for the fans, it's not clear, you know? They don't think, like, we can win the World Cup in 2002. But, like, us, inside the group, we, like, manage the expectation, you know what I mean? We're going, like, a face by face, you know? Like, first game against Turkey is a really, like, a tough game for us. And then we start to think, like, other games, you know what I mean? When you make a face against England, the expectation, like, who won that game should be won the World Cup, you know what I mean? Because this is the top proper team for 2002. After we won the game with a man down, we just look in the face here, guys. Now we have to win this World Cup. The expectation now for us, it's to win the World Cup.
Well, what's your view of us over here in England? Are we bad at managing our expectations as a fan base?
I believe, like, the English team just need to believe more than that, you know what I mean? You guys have top players. You gotta have like a great football, you know what I mean? Just the moment when you guys get there, you guys have to, like, put your finger and don't let the people get away from you guys, because we get away for you guys in 2002.
Yeah, how did you find the expectation of playing for Man United versus the expectation of playing for Brazil?
Wow, for me it's a really different, you know what I mean? Because like Brazil national team, I know not each one player because I was a big fan like from Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Roberto Carlos, and then when I saw them get in the locker room, like it's my dream like to stay close for those guys, you know. As soon as I get a Man United, it's a very different because like we have a players for different like personality, you know what I mean? We have like a Rikings, like a monster. We have like a Van Nistelrooy, he's a king of the score goals. We have like a Ruth we have post goals, like it's a brilliant midfield, you know what I mean? And then inside the locker room, those guys they have like a really cultural, you know what I mean? Like the Ferguson create on a group. And then I try to adapt on that to have a greater relation with everyone. I made it that, but it's probably it's not easy at that time. It's a lot of transition, you know what I mean? I was a player like to play with the ball, and then I feel like have the opportunity to put the ball in the ground and pass the ball and enjoy more. And then I get a lot of injuries, you know what I mean? And then after that injury, I had to come in the locker room, and then I get so upset to get injured to not play more. And then compete like players like Post Goals, Nick Butt, Jumba. It's not easy, you know what I mean? That's a tough moment for me. I think I learned a lot from that, you know. But the expectation like of that time for me, I was thinking I can do a little bit more, but because the injury, because the adaptation doesn't like help me to play the way I want to play that time.
So a couple of things as well that I wonder. So you joined Man United in 2003, is that right?
Correct.
So that would have been the year after you knocked us out of the World Cup. What was the reception like in the dressing room on day one? Was there a bit of banter? Was there?
It was fun because I remember as soon as I walked into the locker room, those guys look like they look at me and say, I can't believe these guys helped Bristol with one against us. And because the only people in the locker room was World Cup at that time, it's parties, they just left the club, you know what I mean? As soon as I get there, and then only me, you know, and then those guys start to see this, God, how did kids like do that, you know what I mean? And then I was like a big guy, you know, in the locker room, you know, but it's a super fun to get there, meet everyone. I remember those guys asking me about like how to play with Ronaldo, how to play with Roberto Carlos, you know what I mean? And then we start to talk like the game 2002, like it's super fun. Like I enjoy a lot to befriend those guys at that time.
I don't know if you can see Paul on camera, Cleverston, but he's a man deeply influenced by Manchester culture and styles his hair on that of Oasis. I wonder, when you were in Manchester and you went out, did you ever see people like Paul? Would you interact with people like him?
It's a great question.
At that time, my English like is really bad, you know what I mean? It's too bad, but like I'm still working on it, you know what I mean? And then when I started to talk with the people, especially from Manchester, I couldn't understand anything. Because like it's so different. Like people like I have a neighborhood. In the neighborhood, he knows I'm a Man United player, but never talking to me.
Yeah, like what? Listen, how's it going, mate? Yeah, right. That's top, that, mate. Yeah, like that goal you scored against City.
Yeah, he just walked one time like that. When we like the year, we like I put like some firework like on my yard, you know what I mean? But like in England, it's 3 hours away from Brazil, you know. And then at 3 a.m. in the morning in Manchester, it's like midnight in Brazil, and then you turn on the fireworks, like everyone in my house like, yes, Happy New Year, New Year. And then my neighborhood coming to my house and say, stop the fire, stop the fire, my horse. That's the only thing I can understand. The old horse is going away for the farm for the guy. The guy got crazy to my eats. That's the only thing I can talk to my neighborhood that time.
And did you get into Manchester culture? Did you get into Oasis and tracksuits?
Chips and gravy?
No. Oh yeah, I was right there, but the only thing I eat in Manchester is a fish and chip, guys.
You like it?
I love it. I love it.
And how did you find culturally the kind of support of the club? So, I mean, obviously when we see Brazil in the World Cup, there's the drums and the kind of carnival aspect to it. But like it has a very different vibe to it, to what you would come to, expect to us, compared to us, yeah. How did that differ?
Yeah, it's like when you talk about Brazilian, we all speak about like carnival, you all speak about spa, you all speak like about like a lot of stuff going on. When I get there in the locker room, when I get like some friends, I did it on a barbecue, and then in my home, I bring like a Mr. Roy, T. Howard, Ferdinand, those guys, Ronaldo. We do some party, we dance some samba, we do some stuff, but it's totally different from England, You guys like the pub, you guys like to go to drink, and then it's opposite. I'm not the guy like who so much party, you know what I mean? But not like usually proceeded to it,
We have to ask then, who had the worst champion in Man United?
Oh man, I can tell the best one, Quito Fortune.
Yeah?
Yeah, Quito's like a dancer while with like a Cristiano Ronaldo, just like a stand aside to the left everyone, He's not the guy like put himself in a bad position. He always concerned.
Quentin Fortune, the best samba in Manchester.
Sport. It's in your DNA. And at Spread Exports, we want you to gamble responsibly. Set sportsbook deposit limits to help stay in control of your spending. Use our handy fixed odds timeout feature, which allows you to take a break when you need it. At Spread Exports, our safer gambling tools are designed to let you play within your limits and gamble responsibly. Visit spreadex.com/DNA. Spread Exports. It's in our DNA. 18 plus gambleware.org.
Next winter, the England cricket team are set to tour South Africa, and as always, the Barmy Army will be there. And thanks to talkSPORT and the Barmy Army, you could be too. Enter now at talksport.com/win for the chance to score a fantastic week-long trip for two to sunny South Africa to watch every day of the New Year Test match in Cape Town in 2027. Enter now at talksport.com/win and get ready to experience the electric atmosphere that only a Barmy Army delivers. talksport.com/win.